Welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back to Club Flashpoint.
This is very good, Uncle. Are you practicing for a Warhammer 40k audiobook audition?
Yes, there's bound to be need for more Death Guard characters soon. With Henry Cavill's Amazon universe, who knows what kind of talent they might need to procure. I could be a corporate sellout. This is my corporate sellout impression.
You've got it tuned into Club Flashpoint, a cross-Flash network production. For more Warhammer content, go check out the other cross-Flash network production, the Lost and the Damned, all about Warhammer 40k's 30k Horus Heresy.
That's true.
My name's Dale Flashpoint. If anyone else wants to introduce themselves, they're more than welcome to.
I'll go next. Hello, I am Faden Cross. I am the titular Lost in the Damned podcast that I host with Uncle.
That's me. I'm the other tit of the Lost and the Damned. One tit, and I'm the lure. I am the damned. But today we're at Club Flashpoint, and I'm uncling it up for Club Flashpoint today. If you want to torture yourself with the Horus Heresy, come find out how gay it is in that other podcast.
And I'm Max, and I'm here.
Yay!
Yay!
We love that.
We love being here, conceptually.
Yeah. Virtually.
Here, conceptually, is a monthly club cast pod where games are played in a cast pod fashion where you know what a book is. Some people read those and talk about them. We instead play games and talk about them. How revolutionary. First to do it? Sure I have been. Sure are. Well, today we want to talk about a little old game called Transistor in a bit, though, because first, there's other games. There's literally too many games. You may have heard me say it before. I'm saying it now. I will say it again.
It's always true.
There's too many games.
There's too many games. And that's why we
speaking of cross promotion, if you haven't caught it, I recorded a bonus episode of this game called Too Many Games on Claire Obscure Expedition 33. That game's all right. That's fine.
It was an entertaining episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode. I did it with my friend John, who is an English PhD, so he gets real into weeds to some things.
Dr. John.
I've been holding off on watching a lot of YouTube documentary type videos about that game because I've been interested in thinking about playing it. Without any spoilers or anything, should I hold off, or is it worth watching those videos instead?
I don't know. There's a conversation about this game, how it's like, it's only made with a team of 30 people, ignoring the credits of that game, which has a whole bunch of subcontracted work all throughout the world. And, their AI use, their questionable AI use, which threw in the entire game into question, to be quite frank. So I would just hold off on it for different reasons, personally.
I might watch
into and finding out about. Yeah,
I'm gonna listen to that episode then, and I'll judge it from there.
We spoil the game, the whole last game.
I think that's okay. I usually don't play games for stories.
Well,
who would?
What insane fools would ever play a game for its story?
Right? Nerds. And this is not a podcast for nerds.
Well, can I talk about my game that isn't Transistor?
Please do.
Let's hear it.
Okay, my name's Dale Flashpoint, in case you forgot. I don't know, I felt like another introduction. And,
also some people might think we all sound the same because, we come from the same region of the U.S., where we kind of have the Midwesternism. Yeah, we all come from Hell, Michigan, spawned from there, crawling out of the tar pits, which I assume is there.
That's accurate. Yeah. Well, anyway, Dale here. I played a game called Yggdra Union, and I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I don't know, though, because it's spelled Yggdra. I would assume like Yggdrasil, the Norwegian tree. Anyway.
Or it's Yggdra Union, right?
Yeah, Yggdra? What?
Well, Yggdrasil is another way to pronounce it.
Yggdrasil? Love it. Love that.
So, you can try that pronunciation
you said
for
just
that
there.
game.
Pronunciation. Pronoun? Mist? Anyway, initially this game came out in the year of our Lord 2009 on the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. And that's when I read about it, when it released back then in 2009. And I read about it in my very own Nintendo Power subscribed magazine delivered to my doorstep monthly.
Fucking nerd.
What a time to be alive. We had it all. Where how far we fall. Anyway, I read the article. The game seemed interesting. The whole premise is you play as a pretty standard anime girl with a giant sword, and you're supported by a pretty standard anime boy with a giant axe, and generic what's not to love. Anime people with giant eyes and huge weapons. I was just entranced back then in 2009, and looked everywhere for the game. Couldn't find it in my region because it's not Mario or Pokemon, and forgot about it until just a couple of weeks ago when I was browsing the Nintendo eShop like I often do, searching for the next great deal, searching for the next absolutely unpassable bargain, searching for the next hit of dopamine.
Yeah, like sometimes they sell Breath of the Wild for $55 instead of $60.
Oh, you can't miss that deal. That's a bargain. That is, you'd be losing money not buying it.
That's like
And,
a
Did the
double
game
cheeseburger
come
right
out?
there.
That's a double cheeseburger right there. Did the game come out, I don't know, almost 10 years ago? Sure. Is it going to be the same price it was when it came out? Yes.
Absolutely.
Is it going to be more on their new game console? 100%.
Well,
Yeah.
You're going to spend $70 for it on the Switch too.
And you're going to like it.
You
Nintendo
will. You'll say
games
thank you.
They're investments. They don't lose their value.
Right.
See,
Unless,
their
you're
price
trading
stays
them
the
in.
same based off inflation. So it's like it's still going down in cost, but it also stays the
True.
same because they adjust for inflation.
You say this,
So
but I
true.
do have a Nintendo DS game called Infinite Space released by Sega, I believe, that I could sell on eBay for over $100 when I spent
Damn.
$20 on it.
It is crazy how, like, especially the 3DS stuff right now, because some of 3DS consoles are going for crazy amounts of money.
Faden, say the line.
Look, I'm just saying I bought $20 Dark Demon Souls for the PS3 because I just got a PS3 that also is backwards compatible to the PS2, which absolutely rules.
Different line, but
you know,
I like it.
Demon Souls, great game. I'm not talking about that today. Anyways, continue. What is your game?
Yeah, what's your game?
Dale game.
What's
Yggdra
your
Union,
game?
Will Never Fight
Dale
Alone.
game.
It's got a subtitle, Will Never Fight Alone. Published by Atlas USA. Atlas USA did a string, like I'm talking dozens of these very generic anime-looking RPG or tactics or something style games for the DS and the Game Boy, and I played a lot of them. This one specifically is a turn-based tactics style game where you command think like Fire Emblem or Advance Wars. You command a single piece on the chessboard, and then it jumps into a combat where it's actually like a unit of 5 or 6 soldiers. But it's more flashy than Advance Wars and Fire Emblem. They have these really interesting like animated fight scenes where you see, instead of just like from the tanks, you see the actual guys swinging their swords, or the knights on the steeds charging with their lances, and then you can issue commands within that combat. You can say, hey, I want you to attack more aggressively at the risk of losing a little defense, or I want you to be more defensive at the risk of dealing less damage, or just do nothing at all. And I think that's kind of interesting. That adds to the push and pull of the combat system, which also has a rock, paper, scissors system thrown in. There are 3 types of weapons, the 3 main types of weapons that are going to show up in these tactics combat battles. You got your swordsman, your axeman, and your spearman. And the hierarchy goes a little something like this. The sword is stronger than the axe is stronger than the spear is stronger than the sword. Rock, paper, scissors.
Where have I heard
boom.
that before?
Everywhere.
No, not everywhere. Specifically Fire Emblem. That is the exact Fire Emblem weapon.
Is that the exact Fire Emblem rotation?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
it is.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
There's also magic and bow and arrows to throw in range into the mix, which is kind of fun. And then there's another layer where the we never fight alone part, the unison part, you can chain your pieces if you arrange them in a specific way on the battlefield. So it's a square battlefield grid, and if you are using a female leader for battle and you arrange your pieces in a plus shape, like 3 spaces ornithogonally, there's your dictionary word for the day, either up, down, left, or right from the leader piece if they are female, and then if they are male, in the shape of an X, diagonal lines, the 3 diagonal spaces. Why it's different, male, female? Couldn't tell you.
Well,
arbitrary,
there's 2 genders,
more
the
or less.
pluses and the crosses.
The pluses and the crosses, you got it. The T's and the X's. No, I'm done. I'm not going to explore that any further.
It has to do with the telemetry and weight of the penis. It does. Yeah, penises massively augment your tactical abilities, as everyone knows.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Not at all. Maybe a little bit. I'm gonna unpack that later.
Well, it's like when you roll out different types of gendered penises, you get either a plus or a cross.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Exactly.
So anyway, I really enjoy the art style of this game, as generic and anime as it is. I'm a sucker for generic anime style. What can I say? I just really like it. It's what do you have it? The story. Let's talk about that. We got our Blue Nation, the nation of I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly. There's a lot of vowels here. Fantasinia, I believe, Princess of Fantasinia, Yggdra, is fleeing from the besiege of who's the enemy nation? The Bronchian Empire, Bronquian, Bronchian, who's, of course, decked out all in red and very evil bad guy colors. And they're taking over to instill their rules on the world because they don't like the way that the people of Fantasinia are doing it. So she's fleeing, and she meets all of these people who help her along the way, and that's the whole idea. Like, you never fight alone. There's always going to be people that you're going to find to help you in your battle if you've got justice in your heart and goodness in your soul. Very generic story. I can't remember any other characters' names except, there's one. No, I even forgot it. There's a goofy sidekick character that hangs out with the male cover art character, who's memorable for being the goofy sidekick character, but his name is something dumb like Flood or Fuck or bullshit or Back or one of those. Music's pretty solid. Good chiptune. Great pixel art. For this new release that came out in 2023, they added some extended art when the character cutscenes are happening. You see the pixel sprite as well as like a hand illustrated caricature of the character behind the pixel sprite, which is kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I like it. I give it a good old 2 thumbs up. Go play it, try it out. If you like tactics RPGs.
Nice.
Did you like Advanced Wars more or this one more?
I gotta give it to Advance Wars more, just because you can play Advance Wars with your friends, and this is a solo, single-player, narrative-driven kind of thing, and the narrative's just fine. I played it for probably 4 hours. I should say I didn't beat the game. I got through probably the introduction sequence and right when you're starting to get your footing after escaping the initial siege.
That sounds about right. Yeah. For Dale.
I'm a busy Dale.
You're a busy Dale. You got a lot going on. Yeah.
Look,
I
would
intend
just
to keep playing it if that makes you feel any better. I do intend to keep playing it. I like it.
No judgment. I
enjoy it.
No judgment at all.
Cool chiptune.
I thought
cool
I heard
music.
mild judgment.
Of course,
No.
Faden always casts a mild judgment. Never.
No,
never
I'm
anything
just-
harsh.
I'm not judging at all. I'm coming from a place of pureness and understanding.
Faden's calling out Uncle, and Uncle is denying those call outs. It was purely
The allegations.
Yeah, the allegations. It was purely an objective note. That just sounds like my good dear friend, Dale Flashpoint. You know,
My good dear friend checks notes.
Dale Flashpoint. Well, I wanna call Dale by a non-pseudonym name because I love my Dale so much.
Dale's
I
out
love
there
my
doing
Dale.
it. I yield my time to the floor.
I played a game.
What'd
Yay.
you play?
No way.
I played a game called Atomfall.
The woods are dark and the woods lie deep, and the woods are home to summers don't sleep. So sit thee down and hear me tell of the woods that stand on Castor Fell. For the trees stand close, are watered in blood. Stay out of that place, be you blithe, be you good. There's no virtuous errand that ever you should ever need to walk in Casterfell Wood. Madmen and scoundrels go into that place and are never more seen and are gone without grace. They dine at the table of Casterfell Keep.
Ooh.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah,
I have not.
It is a survival action game, which is based off the wind-scaled nuclear disaster in northern England, which I didn't know about until this point. And
That's surprising. You're an expert on disasters.
I know. I'm so surprised this has not popped up in any of the YouTube videos that I've watched of like nuclear disasters or
Most
other
horrible
disasters
things that have ever happened. Yeah.
How could you be painfully killed? Let's find
Yeah.
out. Interesting. The best way I can describe it easiest is it's like Fallout, but in a very confined quarantine zone.
Okay.
I think it happens 5 years after the nuclear disaster happens. That's when your character wakes up. You wake up, there's like a scientist guy, I think, and he's like, you gotta help me, I'm hurt, I need a bandage. And it starts the dialogue options where it's like you can either be nice guy, inquisitive guy, asshole guy, or ignoring guy. And
I
it
just
actually-
simply
All the
do
guy
not
types.
hear.
yeah,
All the guy
it's-
types that there are.
It's really strange because like it sucks though because it builds it up as like, oh, this is what your character's gonna be like, and this is how people react to you depending on different ways you talk. It means nothing. All roads lead to Rome. There's no branching dialogue or anything. It just makes you like, how do you want to make other characters feel? You want to make them feel happy or upset that they're talking to you? But they'll still give you the same stuff regardless.
Love that.
And so I don't like being mean, so I was nice to everybody, and I was very helpful. I was just the helpful little guy that showed up and everyone's like, why are you being so nice? So I don't understand this. Shouldn't you be like doing anything to get a leg ahead? But it's a game where there's like different factions, which doesn't matter because you can kill anybody and they don't care. I think that's like the biggest gripe I have with the game is I think it'd be way more interesting because like you're very weak at the beginning, and so any combat encounter, like a single bullet could take you out, and then you're done. You have to go back to wherever your last load save was. So for the first half of the game, I was terrified and like sneaking everywhere and just doing whatever, trying to get by and just kind of missing everything. But then quickly I found out like, wait a minute, I can just kill everyone. And then there's no issues. And so like one headshot to the head is enough to kill most enemies. And so you can just walk around and just you own the place after you like a little bit of scrounging.
What about a headshot to a different part of the body?
It might take 2 or 3 shots then. So I think it gets roped into you shot them in the chest. But the trading system is interesting in the game because there's no currency. It's just items for items. And then items have like a base worth for something. So like a recipe for an item that lets you craft it itself is probably the highest tier of item. And so it might take you to hand over a couple of your guns. The inventory system is very small. So like everything has higher worth to you, especially in the beginning of the game. So it makes it pretty interesting. And so I just started hoarding like every single gun I found, to the point where like you have a vault system, like where it's like a pneumatic tube system throughout the area that you exist in, and that's how you kind of hold all of your gear in a single spot. But the thing can access it in different areas around the map. Nice. And so you're walking around, you're shooting, you're doing stuff. The whole goal is to figure out, now what the heck is this wind scale nuclear disaster? Now why is everything going crazy here? Your whole goal is to either figure that out or to escape the quarantine zone because the government locked down the X amount of square miles around the nuclear power plant and is not letting anybody out that's stuck in there.
I love a zone.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I like.
Give me them zones.
Don't go in that zone.
No, you need the zones to find out who you really are.
Well, I'm going in to get a wish.
That's what you think.
You know.
Fuck. No, it's only for the wish. I promise. I have no internal foibles.
That's what you think.
Yeah, you know what you need? You need 3 hours of ugly men dialoguing at each other. Monologues. Monologues.
Okay, but the stalker is hot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, everyone in the Soviet Union is ugly hot. And that's enough. That's enough stalker references.
It is wow, very similar to Stalker. Now looking back at it in the lens of this is a Stalker game,
and you haven't even seen the movie.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen the movie.
Man, I would love that movie.
Any of the rest of it, yeah.
Yeah, I've played half the games. I just haven't watched the movie yet.
It's nothing like the games. So
let's all read Roadside Picnic.
Let's all read Roadside Picnic and see how different it is from the games and the movie.
Oh, it's very different because Roadside Picnic at the intro is just like, it's aliens. Hey, it's aliens, and the weirdest part is we don't know why it's aliens.
Nice.
But yeah, no, you go on a little adventure inside the zone. There's like a faction of druids, there's a faction of raiders, a faction of like a paramilitary group that like is trying to make order in the zone. There's civilians that are just kind of like, we just got trapped here, dude. We've been stuck here for 5 years and we're trying to get it. We just want to leave, and the government won't let people leave because there's a weird blue corruption stuff that's in the zone as well. That's like their radiation thing. I don't know. Actually, no. There's also radiation zones. There's like a blue corruption zone, which you quickly find out seeing very like plant lifey. So it's like
Annihilation.
Almost like kind of like Annihilation. But it instead just turns people into feral people, and then they can hear the earth talk to them once you get corrupted. Which is cool though, because like the first time you get the status effect of the corruption, you do hear voices while you're like taking damage from being like kind of like pseudo poisoned, and there's like 4 or 5 different endings you can choose based off which faction you kind of like align with, and they help you get to the core. And there's no fast travel, which is kind of fun. Because they make it okay. You can travel around pretty quickly, and there's a lot of like Dark Souls fast travel where it's like, oh, this is connected by this way, and this is connected by this way, and then you can kind of get along very well. There's an underground area which is called the Interchange, which is like a big science. It's the Institute from Fallout 4, and every large section of the map, it's a bunch of like small to medium sized maps that make up the entire game, and then each one of those areas has an attachment point to the Interchange, and you slowly unlock all the different points. Then you finally boot up the Interchange, and you go and figure out what is this wind scale nuclear disaster situation. What is actually going on here? Why is there blue stuff everywhere? And
is it because of all the dabba dee dabba die? Sometimes when you're blue, you dabba dee dabba die.
It is
dabba die.
I think one of the endings is blue dabba dee dabba die, where you become blue so you can dabba dee dabba die.
Because if I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die.
Well, yeah, that's why they call it gangrene.
The gangrene gain. Yeah.
Yep.
Gameplay was fun.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Good job. Terrible.
The gameplay was fun enough for me to beat the game. The story was pretty boring to me. Even the ending, which I won't spoil in case people are more interested in story of video games. And then you make an ending, and it has like a Fallout kind of thing where it's like, you chose to kill people rather than sneak by. Wow, you're a bloodthirsty guy, and you escaped because you went down one of 5 paths to end the story, and this is how that ended out, and blah blah blah.
You enjoy the killing, don't you, Snake?
Yeah. So it was a fun 20-ish hour game that I put into it. I discovered most of the stuff in the game. It was enjoyable. The combat was enjoyable at least, and it was all right. I don't think I'll ever play it again, but it was a fun little experience.
A game to play.
Yep, it was a game to play.
I'll go next. I played a game.
You play games?
Was it also a game to play?
Wow.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I was pretty sick of all this nerd shit lately. I've been surrounded by nerds.
Yeah.
I'm about to go back to school for nerd shit full time as a nerd shit teacher, teaching nerd shit. So I wanted to play a jock game for real.
And we are the Jock
real
Podcast.
jocks. We're the Jock Cast, as it's called, as it's known.
The jocks of the gaming world.
Yeah,
Commonly. Yeah.
So, what could be more real and street and hardcore than fucking basketball? So I played a basketball game.
Hell yeah.
3-on-3 battle team deathmatch basketball with a tag team element. You've got the call-outs of professional wrestling, which is also super manly and not gay at all. And you've got the rivalries.
Love Mario 3v3 hoops.
Was that Mario 3v3 hoops on the Nintendo DS?
You're not far off. I actually wanted something that spoke a little more to the game of the month this month. So I found a basketball game that has a little crossover with what we're playing. I played Pyre. which is another Supergiant game. This is
Hell
this
yeah,
is the
it
game
is.
I believe they made after they made Transistor, actually.
Yep.
Our game this month. And I'm gonna limit what I'm not gonna say that much about Pyre, because a little bit of foreshadowing for you kids. I'm almost certainly gonna make all of us play it next year. I think this is definitely going on.
Ooh, on the 26 list?
Yes. So
I
buckle
like that.
up. I think it's going to be a challenging game for some of us. It was a challenging game for me, but it's also a classic Uncle game, because while I said this, I say it was really challenging, and it was really hard. I also went undefeated in my playthrough. So
Nice.
I also never lost.
yeah, I also never lost, and it wasn't even close.
Amazing.
Most of the time. But I also found this. It's so funny because I would like walk out of a game and be like, God, fuck me, I'm so bad at this game. Fuck, I really screwed that up. And it's because like I lost by a margin of less than, like 2-1 or whatever. Like I was just beating. But so I honestly, just keeping things vague in an effort to not to burn podcast for next year. I learned a lot about myself playing this game. I will make one specific statement. One thing I specifically learned that was really helpful for me is, I say learning, I just kind of reminded myself, hey, you're autistic. Because like I was playing this game and I was really overwhelmed. I think Faden can attest to that, because Faden recommended this game to me and I was texting them a lot, as I often do when I'm frustrated with a game. And I was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I don't fucking understand this. This is nonsense. This is stupid. And I will say a lot of my this is nonsense, this is stupid notes I will maintain those and elaborate on them next year. But also I love this game. The characters are fantastic. There wasn't a single character in this game I wasn't interested in. You only get a limited number of opportunities to interact with any given character in the game through certain elements of your choices. So it really made that meaningful. There are some big choices in terms of how much time you spend with your favorite characters, because the amount of time you spend with your favorite characters could be limited by how much you like them. If you like them a lot, you might feel driven to do things that will completely eliminate that character from your gameplay.
Yup. Just or if they're a character you use a lot, and then they might be the only character you can select in certain situations.
And
have to send.
It is unbelievable. So it's so funny, as we're going to get into when we talk about Transistor. I think Supergiant's forte and where they really nail it is art design, sound design, and moment-to-moment pacing of gameplay. I think they absolutely 10 out of 10 those elements of game design in all of their games, except for this one. I think this is Pyre is the game where their characters and the story and the world are elaborated on the most, where the decisions you make are the most permanent, and the decisions specifically related to character development and skill choice are the most impactful. And so this is a much deeper game than any other Supergiant game, I would maintain. And it is also the most lacking in the voice acting department, I would argue. It's the most lacking in the music department, I would argue. And the dialogue in general, there's 10 times as much of it, and that's probably why I find more problems with it than I do in other Supergiant games. Because this is a very dialogue-driven game.
It's so messy. I love how messy Pyre is.
It is very messy, and as one last note, I will say my first note on this game was, of course, this is Faden's favorite Supergiant game. And I think that says a lot, but I will say it also applies to, it's obvious because of the way you design your games, Faden. This game, I think, has more influence than you may even realize in your game design as like as a game manager? I know you know it because I know there's a lot of overt things you take, but I mean there are like small things I'm excited to explore in that Pyre episode I'm planning now. That I think you take a lot. You take a lot from this, and I love that because I think all my favorite things in Pyre are things that I see in the tabletop games you run for the rest of us.
Well, and like Heart is a big one.
Yes, for sure.
I feel like
you
when I ran Heart, Pyre is
Yeah.
a huge influence.
Yeah, and I know we all loved that game. So, anyway, yeah, Pyre, awesome. Put it on your list, my friends, because I'm 100% gonna make us all
it's
play
on
it
there
next year. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Now I'm gonna throw in a counterpoint, just a real quick. I
Please.
think the music and the voice is great. Logan Cunningham voices the main voice of that game, and he does an amazing job. I just personally
voice?
like, the voice.
That's it. He is so multifaceted. He has a very talented
He has a
voice actor.
wide range. My God,
Yes.
we'll talk about him later.
So you're not wrong. So I will add one more caveat because I agree with you. So I will say the voice. Okay, I will make an amendment to what I said. The voice acting is high quality. It's the fact that is the only English voice you hear in the story.
Oh yes,
and it's the most annoying voice ever. It's intentional. It's purposeful. It's well done, but it is annoying.
And the breasts speak like Sims almost, or like Lemmings or something.
Yeah. Shkeepa da bopple, scabba da boppa da boopy. Yeah. Schmarga dorgle. Yeah.
Schmargadorgle.
Fen fragen flogers. Scabba bashko. Yeah, like it sounds like language, but it's gibberish.
It's like Star Wars aliens in KOTOR.
Yes. So tune in next year, friends.
I'm so sorry. Because we're thinking about Pyre. What's just my last question? Then we're done. Who's your favorite character? I just want to know who's the one that stood out to you the most.
Hard choice, and that's a good sign, right?
Right.
I'm gonna choose two. Ray, which is what I named one of the characters because you get to decide the name of one of the characters. Ray.
She's great.
And I'm sure Faden, you understand why I specifically love Ray.
She's just a great character, and that makes so much sense.
Yeah. And also Ruki, which surprised me.
Yeah.
And that's why I like Ruki. Ruki surprised me.
Ruki Greentail, let's go.
Yep, the dog. Probably, and part of the surprise, probably my least favorite character design in the entire game. Like aesthetically.
He looks weird.
He looks so bad, but great character. Anyway, done. I want to talk about more games, and Faden, I want to know what you played.
Okay, so I've been tossing and turning about this. I've been like, I usually here at Club Flashpoint, I like to finish the game before I talk about it. And so I was thinking, I beat Machina this past week. I could talk about that, but that'd be a disservice to what I've actually been doing. So I'm going to also do a first for me. I'm going to talk about a game I've already talked about before on this podcast.
I knew it. You've been playing it too much.
I've been playing it so much. I have been playing Caves of Qud. I've been chewing the cud. I've been oh man. Okay, so I fully unlocked this game in my head as a thing. I understand it really well now. When I first played this game, I didn't realize the best way to eat food was making a fire and then whipping up a meal. It costs no food to do, and you can do it basically anywhere where there's not enemies. I was originally just eating food that you would find, and that would never restore your, like, anything. That would just not restore jack shit. You'd still be hungry after eating that. Now I'm sated all the time, and I'm moving about the world. So I think the best way to describe this is I'm going to just go through some stories of some of my characters. For those who don't know what Caves of Cud is, Caves of Cud is a procedurally generated deep systems turn-based RPG. You take everything turn by turn, and that includes moving, that includes talking, that includes examining, dealing attacks. I would argue this is the closest I have ever gotten to playing a TTRPG via a video game. Baldur's Gate and Rogue Trader have nothing on Caves of Cod on simulating what it means to play a tabletop. But also taking the feeling of playing a tabletop and actually making that into a systems designed video game. This is the best Dungeons and Dragons like, just straight up. And
Hell yeah.
Yeah, live and drink. So, what I find so incredibly charming about this game is I just like exploring it. I like running away from danger. I like trying to come at different situations. I've tried a vast amount of playthroughs. The current one I'm on is I am a talker, and I proselytize to people about my cause. And this is how I can recruit people. Right now, I have recruited an antelope army and a turtle army. And the head of the turtle army shoots like a laser beam that disintegrates people. And also barrages them with psychic mental attacks and blows up their brains.
Have you ever watched the anime, I don't want to take any damage, so I only level up my defense? It's called something like that or something.
Yes.
I have not.
Because she has a laser turtle. But
oh my god!
Anyway,
what a concept!
What a fun anime!
What a concept! What do you mean a laser turtle?
You just need to watch. It's honestly the most heartwarming, lovely, lovely anime I've ever watched. I love it so much. Yeah.
It's very cute.
Okay.
It's so cute. Pure feel good.
So that's what's going on in my current playthrough. I have a really high ego, so I also barter really well. Since all the money system is water. Water is so important in this game. I love the concept of just water is not only our money, but it's also how if you don't have water, you'll start dying of dehydration, and that's bad. That's real bad.
Wait, since when?
Yeah, since when? But I also like if you're exploring out in the world map and going like each block to each block, because this is a game that's very pixelated, very, very abstract. It doesn't have heavy graphics. It's all this weird top-down isometric stuff that it feels incomprehensible when you start playing, but as you get used to the signifiers, oh man, does this game sing. It just flows really well. You can understand situations just at a glance of a chaotic-looking map screen.
Would you call this Dwarf Fortress-like?
Yeah, this is pretty... What if Dwarf Fortress was instead of, you're establishing a community and like a fortress and having this mass economic system, what if you have the same type...
There is an adventure mode in Dwarf Fortress.
There is...
Yeah.
Yeah, there is an adventure mode. That is true. I need to try that sometime. Yeah. But this is very personal. You're in control of a character and you're doing stuff out in the world.
Hell yeah.
But the other issue is when you die, and I play on classic mode, so when I die, that's it. You got to start back from the beginning.
Ouchie.
All progress gone. Nothing's carried over. It's done.
Thank you. Try again.
Thank you. Try again. Sorry. You weren't expecting this giant to come out of this pool of healing convalescence and throwing a throwing axe at you to hit you 9 times for over 100 damage when you only have 90 health? Well, that's kind of on you. Why weren't you paying attention to the fact the giant was coming out of a pool of convalescence liquid?
Yeah, what else is it supposed to do?
What else is it supposed to do? My goal for this playthrough is to try to recruit one of those trolls with my proselytization. So I can have the troll on my side. Which that's what I really like about this game is the social interactions. There's a water rituals you perform where you try to get reputation among different factions or villages. And by factions, I mean things like bears, turtles, robots, vines, entropic beings, newly sentient beings, oozes.
The classic 7 species.
Well, yeah, the classic baboons.
Yeah.
Baboons, which are different than apes. Baboons are much more aggro than apes are. Apes are usually chill. Baboons, they're pissed off about everything and throwing rocks everywhere.
So I think this is the most unrealistic part of the game you're describing, is that this is a world where entire species is united.
Yep.
That's not something we see in the real world.
Well, maybe we'll see it after we hit like post-apocalypse.
Yeah. Maybe that's,
We're just getting
this
there.
game recently, like the thing that really hit me this past month and a half of, oh shit, this game's really fucking special, is I found a book called the Frivolous Lives, Volume 1. And there was this amazing description of this. So there was this barbarian king that came up and just killed the king and took over and just kind of slaughtered everyone who disagreed with him or who tried to turn him into like a nice guy or tried to turn him into a diplomat.
I don't want to be nice.
I don't want to be nice. Or, hey, if you're nice to me, then I'll be nice to you. But if you piss me off, I'm going to kill you. So, for all of the boorish king's might, however, he was not immune to poison gas. It was with this knowledge that Weisterwort the 1080th was able to win the throne and inaugurate the first and only plant dynasty in Cud's history. So yeah, this plant came by and just gassed this barbarian king to death and took over. So here, let me read this description of Weisterwort. Oh, what were you gonna say, Max?
I was gonna say, I had a hard time understanding how someone could enjoy this game because I have a hard time with games where it's like, oh, you died, restart all the way back to the beginning. I have a hard time with those games. I need some kind of progression in order for me, like I'm doing something. But now I totally understand. It's like. It's just like the fact that you can go out and see something, an event, a book, a weird interaction, and be like, wow, that's a completely unique thing I've never seen before, and be able to do that time and time again. I understand the fascination now.
Well, and also what it does brilliantly is there are static things about this world. Like Frivolous Lives is this set static text. If you find Frivolous Lives, it has all the same text.
Gotcha.
Like yellow textbooks always have the same text, unless we'll get to the Corpus book that was vital for my next thing. But anyways, just Weisterwort. Here's the opening introduction of Weisterwort's reign. Upon hearing the news of the king's death, the political adversaries cheered Weisterwort as a hero. They were soon disabused. Whereas the barbarian king was known to vanquish anyone who opposed him, Weisterwort did not bother to reckon that distinction. And so he was just gassing people and also subjected people to odd laws. For instance, in 837 PP, Weisterwort mandated that humanoid babies were to be nursed with wine instead of their mother's milk. In the following year, he commissioned a minstrel to author a musical play. The Plant King was so delighted with the result that he commanded all of his subjects to learn the various roles of the play and to alternate performing it nightly in their respective villages.
Wow. That's so crazy just to be a book in a game like this. Of the history of the world.
Of the history of this world, this insane Plant King. For the 5 years of his reign, Weisterwort's eccentricities were humored amidst a backdrop of famine, disease, and poisonous gas.
Nice.
Into winter of 83 833 pp, and for no reasons undocumented, the accomplished weed fell into a deep depression, and before the winter solstice had passed, he strangled himself.
The plant strangled himself?
Yep. The plant
amazing.
Committed suicide because he was really depressed.
It's tough out there.
Yes.
It's tough out there being a plant that gas people.
So fun.
Now, here's the final line, which is wild. This tells you everything you need to know about this world. Weisterwert averred that history would judge him kindly, and it has. While it is true that more people perished under his reign than any of his predecessors, and that he accomplished very little of lasting historical value, one could only fathom how unpleasant it must be to live in such close proximity to so many humanoids for so long. Indeed, it is a wonder the poor king did not take his life sooner.
It is a wonder.
It is a wonder. How could he have managed that?
Yeah.
So that's when the game
I'm
went.
barely handling it myself, and I'm not even a plant.
I like how the entire kingdom of that land was just like, we just have to follow his rules. He's got poison gas, guys. What are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? We can't go against him. He's gonna poison us.
Babies wine.
Can you even imagine living in a place, like a country where like the threat of violence, forced you to obey the rule of law? Can you believe that? That'd be so fucking crazy.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Like they enforced a society that like actively poisoned and hurt children. That's crazy.
That's wild. Anyways,
that's nuts. Fantasy, pure fantasy.
How long did Flint not have drinking water?
The future, until the future.
Interesting.
Until they figure it out.
Yeah, so reading Frivolous Lives, I went, oh, fuck. Okay, I get this game now. I understand it. And Max, to your point of you'd feel bummed losing progress, there is a specific mode that checkpoints and saves whenever you enter a settlement. So you don't have to play it on Classic. I think the game shines when it's on Classic, and you feel the ominous specter of death looming around you at all times, and that one wrong move can put you in such a bad situation where you could just die.
Yeah. I think I would play on Classic. It completely dependent on how quick the opening is in terms of like you just getting out there.
Yeah, you get faster the more you play the game is
Gotcha.
The other thing too, because like a good roguelike, you're getting knowledge as you play. You're understanding the systems. You understand things like, oh, when I'm set on fire, I can just pour water on myself and put it off. I don't have to just sit there and die and burn to death. Or you can what was something? Oh, okay. So I got infected with a rare disease called Iron Shank, which fused my leg bones together. And so slowly my legs were congealing into like a one weird leg bone thing.
Like a mermaid?
Kind of like a mermaid, yes. And my movement speed was going down really low. But my legs were getting armored up, so my armor value was going way the fuck up. But I was going slow. Enemies were able to catch up to me. I wasn't even able to catch up to people who I was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I'd be sprinting, and they'd just be walking by way faster than me. I'm like, no, I'm lost right now. I need to talk to you. And so that was pretty bad. But during the same playthrough, I got infected with a fungi spore that created, like, it removed my backpack because an outcropping of icy mushrooms started growing on my back. And that was a bummer until I realized the luminous shrooms were healing items and very expensive. And I was just having mushrooms grow on my back that I could remove to keep as an emergency heal.
Like a person, but also a store.
I was like a walking pharmacy, but also it was great for trade. So I could buy whatever I want with my healing shrooms.
But no backpack.
This is
But no backpack.
This is the money hack that the government doesn't want you to know about.
Well, another
you need
money
to be
hack
growing
that
mushrooms out of your back.
Right, you need to be growing mushrooms out of your back, and also then it affected one of my upper right arms because in that playthrough I had 4 arms.
As you should.
as you should. The mutations are great. Trying to find great mutation strategies. Teleport's really nice to escape, turns out.
Is there a lot of events in this game where you're like, oh yeah, the 5-legged deer event. I love getting this event so I can get this, and this.
So there's main quests that are like that.
Okay.
Like, all right, I now have to go to the bear tinkerers city. There's a whole city filled with these bears in like robes, and they all work about like tinkering machines and stuff.
I love it.
They make electric chain turrets. If you try to fight them, they will just eat your ass up. They also have a special dish they can teach you called the porridge. The game is the porridge.
Yeah. Oh, the.
It's a delicacy in the world. Only they make it. There's
Is it
one
not
of the bears.
too hot and not too cold?
It's just right, baby.
It's just right.
Well, one of them is a food tinkerer. If you say, "Hey, nice kitchen you have here," he's like, "Is my lab so simple that you think of it as a kitchen?" And then you could be like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean any offense." And he's like, "What do you mean offense? You're probably right. Why is this not a kitchen?" And like you have like these weird bears that are very philosophical and just thinking about, what is this space? What do we view it as? Oh, someone views it as something different. Interesting.
Amazing.
I love these bears. I wish I could pronounce half the names in this game, but a lot of them are insane. I found this one religion that's like the ka religion. And it's one I've seen before. I've seen it across multiple playthroughs. So this is a static one that just exists of the most unhinged animals worshiping this weird ass bird religion.
What a funky game.
So on the run of the infections, I had another infection that really changed up how I played the game. I got something called Glaurat, and it starts to rot your tongue until it disintegrates.
Would that not
But
be glow rot?
Glow rot, that's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was glow rot.
Yeah.
Yep. But my tongue, like, when I would drink water, I had, like, a 25% chance of it ripping open my tongue and it would start bleeding.
Oh.
Same with food. Yeah, no, the game can be gnarly.
Doesn't happen to you guys?
I don't like those chances.
When you restart, does it regenerate the world, like, over from start? Or has your last save left an impact at all? Like, you'll find a relic of the Faden before, the sword, the Faden 5.
Nope, it's just it's a whole new world, but it's like it's regenerating the world at the same exact time period.
When you die, the whole world dies.
Technically, in a way.
Yeah.
Or at least it goes on without you observing it. The one interesting thing that is kind of like that, Dale, is there is a starting player town when you, it's like, this is recommended for new players. Do the Jupa build. Mm-hmm. Jupa is a ruins in the other playthroughs if you don't do the Jupa build. So that's kind of neat.
Okay.
That's the most where it's like, oh, I found the ruins of Jupa. Neat. But that's about it. Sometimes you can sometimes find a rare ray cat, which is a cat that if you pet, it gives you a luminous glow about you and lets you see in the dark.
Mm-hmm. Very practical.
So this glow rot, though, my tongue is gone. And you know what that means?
What does that mean?
You can't talk.
I can't talk.
My tongue is gone and I need to lick.
Well, my tongue is gone and I need to complete this quest, but I can't communicate that I've done the quest step they want. So you can't complete any quest. The most you can do is trade with people.
What the fuck?
Yes.
So there's just no ending in that playthrough then? You just can't talk anymore?
No. So what I found was this book. I should get the name of it, but I found this essential remedy book. It is called the Corpus Coleus. So it's a book that teaches you how to cure every possible disease in this game.
Oh, jeez.
But it randomizes the cures. So you have like a list of like, it's like different, like you'll collect like wine, honey, cider, sap, oil, asphalt, ink, all these types of liquid in this game. And you will have to make these draughts. I had to make a draught of honey and sap and blood for this. And then I had to take that mixture and put it on top of a fire until it was a flaming canteen of this. Drank that, and then it cured me of the glow rot, but I'm still missing a tongue. So I had this injectable device that regrows appendages. Then I got my tongue back. But I had to do a lot to find that book.
Yeah, what a
regrow
funky
the tongue.
Essential side quest to complete because you touched too much bacteria on something.
Right, because you were wading through black ooze.
Yeah.
And you didn't have I have right now in my playthrough I have this recipe that's like +3 against saving throws for diseases. So I'm able to actually survive going through the ooze right now because I'm a little tougher. I can withstand these diseases. And just learning about the corpus coleus at all changed how I play the game because now I always look for it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I need to know how to cure these things in case it happens. I don't need iron. I don't need to lose my tongue again, please. Yeah. It'll even tell you preventative means to get them too. What do you do when you have a sore throat? I did get diseased with monochrome where it turned my entire world black and white.
Oh.
What a funky game this CUD game is.
Yeah. I have one more thing to read and one more topic, which CUD's also kind of creepy because so as a mutant, you get all these psychic powers. Well, this one time I accidentally ate this meal that gave me psychometry, which is a really powerful thing, but it also pings you. So this is the message that got up when I ate the meal and then got that ability. You are being watched. It is a familiar feeling when someone has watched you in the past, when it's the light that betrayed your presence. You made a friend of the darkness. You pull your hat brim low over your eyes. You step behind the cover of a thatched wall, but those who watch you will now watch in spite of such simple obstructions. Their sight isn't mediated by the rays of a gleaming star or torch, but by something much older. If there are ways to conceal yourself from these seeing eyes, if there are new kinds of darkness to befriend, you know nothing of them. And so then I started being hunted by psychics who wanted to basically absorb my essence for their own power. I constantly had to watch out because they could just appear anytime. Also, if you look at my Bluesky, you will see the penis dungeon I got generated in Caves of Cud 2. Important seminal work for the Hugo winning video game Caves of Cud. It generates the penis dungeon.
What a masterpiece.
This game truly is a masterpiece. Yeah, there's a way to beat it. There's a way to beat this game. There is an ending to this game. Haven't gotten to it. Don't even know if I've gotten close. But yeah, the furthest I ever got was I was doing the troll dungeon. There's 3 trolls you got to fight in this troll dungeon. I killed the first 2 really easy, actually, because I had the Pope on my side, and the Pope has a laser gun.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. No, so there's a Pope in this game. There's a Pope of their religion. The Pope is really good. Highly recommend recruiting the Pope.
The Pope.
The Pope. But the troll that killed me was the 3rd and final troll I found out. And that troll killed me because it was invisible. And then it came behind me. And then it stunned me. And then it just killed my ass. Game over. Have to restart from the beginning.
You should have watched out for that.
I should have watched out for the invisible troll that flies around and looks like a ghost.
Yeah, how'd you miss that?
How'd I miss that?
It looks like a ghost.
But now I have that information, and I swear to God, I'm going to recruit that ghost troll.
Trolls look like trolls, not ghosts.
I know, right? So yeah, that's Caves of Cud. That's what I've been playing. I'm obsessed. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Live and drink. God. Sorry. Welcome to my TED Talk of Caves of Cud.
It does sound very entertaining. Perfect Steam Deck game.
It's now on Nintendo Switch, so it's also a perfect Switch game, I would say.
Oh. I know what I'm doing after this podcast.
It is the perfect Steam Deck game. It's just probably one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Just hands down. I can't. Yeah, everyone hands down.
All right.
Heads down.
Good night.
Is it time to talk about our game club of the month?
Oh, yeah.
Who's pitching it?
Yeah, who's pitching Transistor?
Oh, can I say one quick thing before we get into that?
Of course.
Yggdra Union did not have a jump button.
Ooh.
Bad game.
You can jump in
Pyre's
Caves of
got
Cud,
a
but you have.
jump button.
Oh, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. It has a really good one.
I would hope that it does.
It's real good.
So Transistor, who's pitching?
Well, I
the
want to
elevator?
say Caves of Cud has a jump button, but you have to unlock tactics in order to unlock jump, and then you can unlock different abilities in order to supplement the jump. Or if you have wings, you can also fly above people with jump.
I think that counts.
Oh, yeah, it counts. Max, when's the last time you pitched?
I think I've only ever done it once.
You know what? It seems like it's a Max turn.
I think I could give it the old shot.
Yeah, so here at Club Flashpoint, we like to pitch the game as if you were stuck in an elevator with someone, and you gotta pitch this game either as a concept or we want to build this game. Here's the idea, or you're maybe pitching it to a friend in an elevator, and this is the only time you talk is this 30-second elevator ride. Are you feeling ready, Max?
We'll figure it out as we go.
All right.
What a bleak friendship. 30-second elevator friend.
Yeah. You all don't have that?
Not yet.
No.
Some of the closest friends I ever have are 30-second elevator friends.
Best ride in Seattle.
All right.
Best ride in Seattle.
Max, on your mark. Get set. Pitch.
All right, so we like redheaded ladies, right? Like, come on, it's pretty good. And you know what else we really, really like? We like big swords. And you know what's also really, really fun? Opening up little command prompt on your computer and typing in funny words followed by 2 parentheses to have some crazy thing happen. This game, I think, is a good look into when you are getting into computers and you're writing a bunch of commands and seeing what happens.
Yeah, that sounds like a pitch for Transistor to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Transistor, as we mentioned before, Supergiant Games, came out in May 2014, and Uncle, you suggested this game.
I sure did. I love Supergiant Games. Bastion, I think, is their first big game.
Yep.
And when that came out, I got it in a Humble Bundle. And I played it right away and was obsessed. I thought it was amazing. The voice acting, the music, the art design, the gameplay. I was hooked. I blasted all the way through it and was like, wow, that game really struck me for being so unique and cool and fun and just the right amount of length. And
I dig a hole, you build a wall.
Yeah. I think I love these games from this company because they just hit all the right notes and they don't play too long.
Not usually. The specter of Hades looming large.
Yeah, and that's why I think Hades is probably my least favorite of all of the of all the Supergiant games. But there are a lot of reasons why that's my least favorite. But Transistor was always the one that really struck me the most. I think I didn't know why, and that's why I chose it for Club Flashpoint.
It's so funny. Is you mention Hades being your least favorite one and Transistor being your favorite. I think I'm the complete opposite. I think Transistor has been my least favorite.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure Hades was my favorite it's really hard. But I mean, Bastion is just so fantastic. But Hades, I think just in terms of like time spent with the game, because obviously it's a much longer game, I really, really enjoyed Hades.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I think that game is way more up your alley. I chose this game because when it first came out, I was so excited for it, and I got it, and I loved it, and I blitzed through it in just a couple days, and then I did not touch it again until it was time to pick new games for this year, and I was like, well, I remember feeling strongly about this game, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. Let's take a look at it again, 10 years later, 12 years later, 11 years later.
A number of years later.
Yeah.
11 years later. Wow.
Yeah. Whatever the heck. Yeah. Let's find out what happened. And I will say I still love this game. I had a wonderful time playing it again. And I realized, I think, most of the reasons why it struck me so much. So yeah, that was my reasoning and my approach to this game.
Dale, I'm wondering what's your exposure to the Supergiant? Have you tried this game before?
Yeah,
give us your deal.
Oh, a Supergiant exposed themselves to me once, and it was a very memorable experience.
I don't know about that, man.
Hey, you asked what my exposure... Oh, different way. Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
That was my mistake. Supergiant Games, I think, is one of the indie darlings of our time. To use a parlance of our time.
Sure.
I've never played Bastion. I am fascinated by Pyre.
Have you played much of Pyre? Yeah.
No, I've never played Pyre. I'm fascinated by it, though. Absolutely, utterly fascinated.
Hell yeah.
I have
Hades.
I'm trying to remember how much of Transistor I played prior to this. It was like roughly 2 hours. I got to just about the high rise in my first playthrough attempt of Transistor, and I didn't understand it. Truth be told, I didn't fully get it. And then Hades. I've played a little bit of Hades, but I'm bad at it. I've never made it much further than whatever the second area is. That Lermy boss is tough.
Tartarus.
Yeah, that's the one.
What about you, Max?
Started with Bastion, and then I think I've only ever played Hades and then now Transistor. I remember back when Uncle got Transistor and played it a crap ton. I remember distinctly looking at it and be like, "Oh, that's by the people that made Bastion. I like Bastion. Transistor does not look like it's fun to me. I don't think I want to play that one." And then I didn't. And this is the first time I played Transistor, and I think I had a tough time with it. I started playing it on Steam, and I'm like, I need to be in a comfier position if I'm gonna want to keep playing this game. And then on my desktop, and then I moved to my Steam Deck. And
Hell yeah!
Played it on that for the rest of it, which is how I got through it, just sitting on my comfy couch, being able to then play the game while I'm watching TV or something. I don't know. I had such a hard time enjoying this game. I don't know. The biggest thing I can think of that points out to me why I had a hard time enjoying it and looking forward to the next time I play it is it's going to be weird. It's just like during combat when I set up abilities and then I have like a 4-second cooldown where I just kind of like run around like a chicken with my head cut off, and I'm like, well, I gotta dodge a little bit here and there, and I keep spamming my abilities, waiting until I can play the game again. That's what it felt like to me whenever I was in a combat situation. None of the combat situations were ever too difficult, and I think I only restarted once when I got to the first boss. And I was like, I don't want to lose an ability. I'm just gonna reload and do the boss over again because I just didn't know how to fight it properly. But yeah, Hades, I love that game. I beat it a billion bajillion times over. After like I think you have to get to the end of the game like 10 times or something, and then you have to get to the story or something.
Well, you have to get to the end of the game 10 times, and then once that's done, then you have to max out your relationship with every single character, so you can invite them all to a big banquet and have everyone just kind of talk it out.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
I didn't do that part because that's stupid. I just played the game part of it because I loved the roguelike aspect of it. It was so much fun to go through and do runs, and I always used the fists. I loved using the fists because it's quick paced, you attack quick, and you go for all the Zeus augments, so then you have lightning strikes after every single quick attack.
See, I think it's interesting that Hades is your favorite and Transistor is your least favorite, because for me, I think the gameplay between those two feels the most similar between all the Supergiant games. I totally understand your perspective on the pacing, though, because depending on how you build your character in this game, it is a very I'm playing and now I'm not playing, and then I'm playing and now I'm not playing.
That's what I mean. I get how it can not feel that way to other people, but for me, that's the entire feeling of when I was playing the game. Is like, all right, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna plan this. Okay, that looks good. All right, initiate. Oh, sweet. All right, now I gotta wait 5 seconds till I can play the game again. That's exactly what the rotation felt like for me.
See, I saw that as I'm attacking, now I'm dodging. Now I'm attacking, now I'm dodging.
Yeah.
Which I didn't hate.
No, I agree. I think that's like that was the that's the idea of it. It's attack and defend, or run away and dodge. It's like it shows how strong you can be, but how also fragile you are at the other half of the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yep.
I think that's a great description. Because your character is very powerful and very fragile.
Yeah. Glass cannon.
Glass cannon for sure. And that's probably another reason why it spoke to me so well. That's almost always the archetype I choose in almost every circumstance is glass cannon. So
yeah,
this was natural for me. Yeah.
So should I get into my history with Supergiant now?
Let's hear it.
I played Bastion. I think like a year or two after it came out. I can't really remember, but it struck me like lightning. I was obsessed with it. The music really struck a chord with me. Then I heard their Transistor game was coming out, and I immediately got it when it released because I was ready to follow them anywhere. And boy, oh boy, did this game hit me a lot harder than it did Bastion. I
Yeah.
fell completely in love with its combat system. I think it works really, really well for the most part. Some qualms here and there, but really, at the end of the day, absolutely enjoy it. I immediately then played Pyre because I saw, hey, this one's a lot weirder. And then I went, oh shit, this is actually their best game, is Pyre.
And they're I would maintain they are very different games. I think these are two ends of the spectrum of what this company seems to be able to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had the foolish thought that, man, I hope they make more games like Pyre. I hope they take big swings. I hope they like constantly try weird mechanics or like try to do weird situations. And then Hades came out.
Yeah. And Hades is just the super giant version of what everyone else is doing.
Right. It's Bastion, but roguelike.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Perfect
Exactly.
game.
And to be fair, I really liked Hades. I was super down with Hades. I was really excited to try it. I even downloaded Epic Games when it first came out in order to play it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it was back in that era where there were Epic Game exclusive games, timed exclusive. And that was the only way to play it, and I wanted to play it right away. Played it in early access, waited a bit, played it again, waited a bit longer, played it upon release, played all of that. Then I played Hades 2, which is a game I think I like better than Hades. I won't lie. I like the characters a lot better. There's some good Yuri in that game. There's some really good Yuri that I just appreciate. There it is. There. Also, yes, I have a crush on Odysseus too.
Of course.
I think Odysseus is a much more fuckable character than like Achilles is, that's for sure, or Thanatos.
I can't judge you. Or
Megara, I mean, absolutely, Megara's great. Like, who wouldn't want to romance Megara? All right, nobody's taking that. Anyway.
Transistor's the game we're talking about.
I know, but to cap it all off, it's if I like Hades too, but man, it's a real bummer to see this probably be the Hades team now. So that's kind of my general thoughts of Supergiant.
Yeah, every industry company seems to be going away from original ideas more and more every year.
Yeah, just constantly have to iterate on the already popular thing and give your own take to it, which is not too dissimilar from the other versions.
Yeah.
I will say it is terrifying how much money the gacha games and loot boxes and microtransactions do in those games that do them. Yep. It is insanity how much more money you make.
Yep, and that's where all the talent goes. So the gacha games are now like the premier games that people make, are the games with all the money, the resources. They can do story updates. They can add new characters all the time because they have an army of people developing these things and pushing out content constantly to keep you in the loop. Yeah, but Transistor is not that, which I appreciate. And I would say, after replaying this, I think it's my second favorite Supergiant game.
I think I feel the same way.
Pyre being my first. Pyre's really good. Pyre's amazing.
Yeah. Should we talk about what Transistor is? Like what?
Yeah.
What is
should we give a high?
game?
Should we give a high level summary of it? Like what is?
I have a quick question though. I have a quick question before we dive too deep. Yeah. Does Transistor have a jump button?
No. What?
Yeah.
Yes.
It
has a flourish button.
You hit the flourish button and red jumps.
And you can jump. You cannot use it in all circumstances, but you can use a jump button.
And in the cutscene, you can jump the was it the boat or was it
the jet ski?
The jet ski, yeah.
Yeah.
So right.
Press that button to jump.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Transistor has a jump button.
Circumstantial jump button, so it's circumstantially a good game. Yeah.
Circumstantially a good game.
Yeah.
But beyond a jump button, it's got a lot of other cool mechanics that make it
Like a beach ball and a dog.
Luna.
There is a dog.
Yeah.
All right, high level summary. I got this. You control a woman called Red, who popular singer. She lost her voice, and her boyfriend lost his body. Now in the Transistor, the titular sword, and it is an isometric action game where you basically plot out moves, like you plot out attacks and stuff, and then you execute those attacks.
And you're in like a semi-digital cityscape in this utopian futuristic society.
I would say I didn't realize this isn't a semi-digital. They're in a computer, right?
Yeah, I think that's definitely what's implied, is that all people are fully uploaded into this virtual reality, and that is fully your reality.
Right.
Yeah.
Either these are programs themselves that are sentient, or these are people that are uploaded somehow. It's not really clear. It's not really important. But this is a digital world.
Yes. Where you...
Digimon.
Where the voters... the citizens of this society are constantly being polled on how they feel about every aspect of their society, about the architecture, about which artists they like, about which foods they prefer.
What do you want the weather to be tomorrow? Looks like cloudy's beating out rainy.
And not just what should the weather be, what color should the sky be? Where should this new bridge go? How should it be designed? So every aspect of society has been either democratized to some degree, or at least been attached to an important poll, which is totally bizarre. I can't imagine a society like that. That's weird.
And also equipped in this society is a secret organization.
Yes, the Camarada.
Great fucking name. Just
yes,
straight up. Also, you're laughing, Max. They're called the Camarada, and you're laughing.
Yeah, no, it's just a interesting choice.
They're comrades.
Yeah. No, it's not that, obviously. It's Camarada. Something different. But yeah, evil organization, kind of, question mark? Don't even know what they're... Well, I guess evil.
It's pretty vague, actually, what it is they're even trying to do, honestly. When everything changes, everything stays the same. They say that a lot, but how they feel about it is honestly not super clear.
It's a group at war with itself. I also think a part of it.
Definitely.
They're the bad guys, and they're very, very vaguely stylized with fascist iconography, so you know they're bad.
Yeah,
they're conformists, they're gentrifiers, whatever kind of vaguely bad thing you want to ascribe to them, you can probably attach it to this.
Yeah, this is a gentrification metaphor.
As allegory. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, so here's my favorite thing about this metaphor, though. I will say this. When you confront Asher and I think Grant, is it?
Yep.
And you find them, spoiler alert, you find them predisposed.
That's a fancy
way.
That's a fancy way to saying murder-suicide.
Yes. When you find them, you can read a note on their table with all their plans drawn up that they have achieved approximately 14% of their plans as of the time everything has gone to shit, and this evil force that you're battling against throughout the game, which is called the Process, they have only achieved 14% of their plans as of the time the Process takes over and has gone beyond their own control, which I love as a metaphor for evil movements. People who think they know better than the rest of the society, so they should have more say over how society is run. And maybe they do know better. Maybe they are the experts in their given fields, and they think they've found all the right people to be the voices of this society more efficiently and effectively. But more often than not, when people come together with that kind of strict authoritarian control, what you find is the process gets out of their hands, and the process becomes something that reifies itself within the society, with beyond the control of the people who even created it. It just becomes the reason and the means. And I think that's more or less the story of this game.
I would simply use fossil fuels and not let this happen to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would just.
I would ignore climate change.
Yeah.
I would ignore the process.
So I'm gonna die the prettiest. Yeah. The shiniest. Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing if climate change sweeps in, because then we could actually reshape the world in our own image.
More beachfront property. But anyway, I think that's the story of the game. And as we kind of touched on for gameplay, you are this pop star with a big sword-like device. That
huge sword.
As you move about this world, you absorb the remains, basically, of these dying people programs, and they become abilities for you to use. And most of them are kinds of attacks. Something I love about this game is how stripped down and simple every element is, and then how complicated it becomes when you piece them together. Like, this game basically gives you all the puzzle pieces of an action RPG and then lets you arrange them however you like for the gameplay. So, like, when I say that, I mean, like, there are melee attacks, ranged attacks, split attacks, seeking attacks, damage over time attacks, debuffing attacks, life-stealing attacks, stunning attacks. And so every basic kind of attack you could find in any given action RPG is a basic mechanic that you can use as an attack, usually, or an active ability like a jump or a blink ability where you teleport short range. And then the magic of this game to me is that you can equip it as an active ability, as an upgrade to a different active ability. So now your stunning attack can be used at range if you use the range as an attachment, or your stunning attack can be split into multiple stunning attacks if you use the multiple whatever. And then there eventually over time you also open up passive abilities. So now your stunning attack used as a passive grants you more defense or something like that. And then the fun of this game is mixing and matching those abilities in different unique ways to overcome enemies who are also doing pretty basic, simple things. Like, this is the short range enemy. This is the melee enemy. This is the stunning enemy. This is the makes more enemies enemy. And over time they get their own little upgrades. But that's how the gameplay works out. Yeah, this is the paparazzi. They're all attached to different parts of society. And then you can pause the game, which is a feature I love, because in any game where it's frenetic, frantic, loud, intense gameplay. Oh yeah, when I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Pyre, like, remembering I'm autistic, I brought that up because the unlocking Pyre for me was turning the music and sound way, 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 way down, or taking my headphones off altogether. And then I had enough I had less sensory overload, and I could actually play the game. I had to turn the brightness way down, like, because these games are so bright and loud visually, and the audio is so complicated and layered. It's a lot of sensory overload for me. Transistor allows me to stop everything. The music quiets. The sound design distorts but slows and quiets, and I can plan every move, which for somebody like me who has serious choice paralysis, being able to choose every attack, like, this is like the fantasy of every person who thinks they're going to get into a fight and, like, has never been in a fight before. And like, first I'll use my right arm to swipe, and I'll use an uppercut, and then when he's reeling from my uppercut, I'll kick him in the nuts, and then I'll spin him around and I'll do a backflip. Like,
they're doing the
Matrix.
They're doing
moves
the guy. They're doing the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes moves.
Yes, no, bingo. This lets you do that, but the fun to me, like the challenge of that is that you can't always predict how the world around you is going to react to the abilities you plan out. So you might have planned out all these attacks that in your mind are going to do all this overwhelming damage, but if one of your attacks moves something, or it moves while you're attacking it, all of a sudden that whole super complicated move you planned out doesn't work out. So there's still that challenge there, but it lets me pause and manage the pace of the game the way I need to as a player. And it lets me mix and match the gameplay the way I want. Or in a way, you're encouraged to really experiment with this game. And in most games, I really lock down on a single strategy, and then I just feel totally adhered to that because it's the most maximized, or the most min-maxed option. And with this game, you're strongly encouraged to just keep trying every combination, because almost every combination of abilities can work. But anyway, yeah, that's I think we've fully described how this game operates now.
Well, and also something that's interesting that a way the game encourages you to try more functions, which are what they're called, the abilities.
Yeah, they're called functions. Yeah.
When you lose,
which as Max very well pointed out in the introduction, they're all like they're commands you would make in programming, or
ping, bounce, breach, crash, call, flood.
Yeah. Bingo.
Get.
All funny tech terms.
Load. What happens is when you hit 0 life, you lose one of the processes. They get destroyed.
Which does suck.
It does suck, but it also forces you to try your other functions until they're repaired.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is kind of a cool
and
yeah.
As you successfully use your functions in different aspects of the gameplay, like as an active ability, a passive ability, an upgrade ability, you get new pieces of biography for the person whose identity has become this function in your sword.
It's really funny. I just thought of something. It might tell you a lot about me. You don't lose your functions if you just retry every time you lose one, and you restart from the beginning and you play that way because your brain is broken.
Yeah, it's definitely it's better, I think, and Pyre is like this too. It's better to just keep playing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I struggle with that a lot.
And that's why I love this game, because I also struggle with that, and this just kind of, for some reason, I kind of just let go. And I think it's because I was gripped by other parts of the game that we'll talk about in a minute, I'm sure. But I feel you, because like this does hurt. If you're that kind of player who wants a perfect playthrough, that can't always happen, because sometimes you'll suddenly be greeted by a new enemy type who is just an absolute counter to whatever build has been working for you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's like society is reacting to different ways of affirmation in some sort of way.
Yeah.
where constantly the society wants to de-affirm you, and so it does that by removing the means to which you affirm yourself.
Absolutely.
Another aspect I like about...
No, go for it.
Another aspect I like about this game is the limiters, where you can increase your XP game by making the game harder.
A classic feature of all Supergiant games. You can actively make the game harder for yourself, and you get like an almost imperceptibly small benefit from it, which is excellent.
It adds up though the more you have.
It does, which is great because it forces you to be better at the game. You have to be better because you'll lose function space. Like you can't take as many functions. Your enemies do twice as much damage, and you take 3% more experience for that, or whatever. It really forces you to be better, and it changes the game pretty radically depending on how many of these limiters you add. Really spices things up.
Yeah, what was everyone's? Did everyone play with the limiters? Do you have an ending percentage about that you all remember? I was riding at 18 extra XP, or extra percentage XP. I had 7 limiters on.
That makes sense.
Why do you say that?
Because Faden likes to make things hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had 4%. I found one that I was like, oh, that doesn't matter at all, and it was potentially spawns extra cells after defeating an enemy, which didn't matter at all because I had the magnet passive on, so cells just fly to me anyway. And then one was like, I think it was something like they might start with a shield. I might have turned that one on. Another one that was like really low impact, but also only another 2% experience bonus.
Because when you destroy enemies in this game, they spawn a cell that might reproduce once again into that enemy type if you do not collect the cell in about 10 seconds.
And if it sometimes if the process splits into the twin cells, there's 2 going back.
Yes.
Have that on a young lady and really make the fight fun.
Young ladies spawn more enemies. I averaged about 10% on the limiters, but I was constantly mixing it up. I was constantly mixing up my abilities. My goal was in between 2 save points was to always use some totally unique mix of abilities if I could. I still had mainstays that I was always coming back to, but my goal was to always try something different every time. And it was very rewarding. I did end up unlocking every single biography of every single function. And I didn't get every achievement because I didn't use as many limiters as Faden did as often as you need to get all the achievements. But I was consistently using at least 3 usually. The limiters, I don't know, they added a lot, and I don't usually add extra challenges to myself in games like this. Like, if there's a way to make the game harder for yourself, I don't usually do that. But I was excited about it in this one. Yeah.
Efficiency hurts. The process will deal twice as much damage. I had that one on.
Yeah,
that was probably one of the only ones I had off, because I was like, if I could just stop myself from dying once, I can have everything else that is negative working. I can't remember what my last percentage was, but I usually ran with quite a bit. I can't avoid, like, oh my gosh, more XP gain for something I'm already doing. I have to choose this.
You doing the combo of I won't lose any of my functions, but also I do have to have the limiters on. Yeah, I do understand it a bit more. You should have let those processes die.
Yeah, I've tried so many times with games. My brain's just broken on them. I have to play it that way.
We'll see how you do with Pyre. But there is one other aspect of this game, whereas there's a little break room that you can enter every once in a while.
Love the break room.
It's so nice. It's like a little sandy beach, and you can cycle through all the wonderful tracks from this game.
And you can complete challenges in the break room to unlock more music.
Oh, and they're so fun. Usually,
the challenges are very fun. Yeah.
I usually hate challenges like where it's like, oh, do this really hard version of what you're already doing and you'll get a tiny bonus. But I think every one of them is unique and fun in this game. I was excited to complete every single one of them. I especially love the version where you just get like you have to do waves of combat and you get random access to a random new ability after every one, and your overall capacity increases a tiny bit every time.
Now, see that feels like the germinations of Hades right there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but more fun than Hades because you could lose things and and I don't know.
I like the you have to defeat these things in one turn, figure out the puzzle.
Yeah, those were pretty easy, but those were really fun. That was one I was always disappointed in. That there weren't more of those, and they weren't more challenging.
I wish, same.
I think overall this game is actually not that hard, if you can really commit to mixing up your abilities consistently. If you get,
it's also really as hard as you want to make it.
It is, yeah, especially with the limiters. But I don't know. I like that extra, like this, like, like the things you seem to really like about Pathologic, actually, Faden. This game, you can make this game as hard as you want it to, but you can also make this game a lot easier for yourself.
Do we want to talk about combos?
I like that.
I want to know what everyone's favorite combos were. What their setups were. Their preferred the preferred functions.
Absolutely. I want to start with Max, if that's cool. Max, because Max, if you were the most stuck, I want to know what you were using.
Yeah, I'm curious.
You probably didn't experiment a lot, is my bet.
No. I saw some of them and I'm like, why would I do any of this when I could just backstab for so much extra damage? I see that large percentage number and I'm like, why wouldn't I just do this? And that was the majority of the time doing that. There was a couple of times when we were doing like some of those like the lobby challenges where I'd try a couple of them, but I'd be like, okay, this is fun for like a small challenge of things, but when I'm really doing like a progression fight or something, I should really be maximizing my damage on this. And that led me to not look at a lot after the fact. After playing the game, I've looked up some videos, like reviews of other people, seeing what they have to say, and then they talk about their combos they did. I'm like, wow, that's you can make the game a lot easier if you experiment with the game.
Exactly, because I think that's why I love the challenges so much, is they force me to try combos I never would have thought to try, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, that works so well.
It was pretty crazy how I look back at that and I'm like, you know what? I definitely ruined the game for myself by playing it the way I did.
I feel that. I do that all the time.
But like, it's the issue. That's my negative feedback loop for games that kind of add in this level of difficulty. But like, if I'm just not bad at the game, I'm not gonna have to deal with those difficulties. So I just force myself to play to the perfect degree at everything I do on it. And
you really internalize the get good mentality.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing? I'm turning it into a Souls game where it's just like
where it's not.
Yeah, that was one of the games I didn't talk about that I was playing now is a new Souls game. But
oh, you're playing a hit classic Hollow Knight?
Ew, no, I don't like Hollow Knight actually.
Oh wow,
I know. I've liked it to play it 75% of the way through, but never have cared to finish the rest of the game. And I've started and stopped it 3 times.
Oof.
Usually around that same point, and I'm just like,
that's
really
a long game to 75%.
Yeah, it's 50 to 75% for most of the playthroughs, and like I just get to around the same area-ish, and I'm like, you know what? It's the point where I unlock enough abilities where I can go and backtrack and go to a lot of areas where I'm like, I feel inclined to do that, but I don't want to actually go do that anymore. I've done enough backtracking. I'm fine with just trying to finish, and then I just get back and forth of like I should go get those things, but I should progress. But again, that's just me in video games.
Dale, what were your go-to abilities?
My go-to abilities, I really kept coming back to the plague one. I like the damage over time. And you can use the
Purge.
void to like enhance that, which is cool. The void ability was awesome. This game is something that I would think I think I want to try one of the recursions. Spoiler: when you get to the end, it loops.
New Game Plus.
Very minor spoiler, I think.
Yeah.
But I want to try more because I didn't unlock every single ability. There were 1 or 2 that I missed.
Oh, it goes further than that, too.
What's that?
It goes further than that, too.
Oh.
After you unlock every ability, you begin unlocking them again. So you can use each one.
You can use
twice.
Multiples?
Yes, you can use it multiple times. Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing that I don't think we made totally clear yet to our listeners is that you get to use these abilities, at least at first, once. You can use it as an active ability or as an upgrade or as a passive, and then that's that use of that ability.
You can use it in one way. You can
in
use
one
it
way.
In one way, yeah, per per build.
Per choice. And then, or if you don't like it that way, you uninstall it, install it a different way. So I had a lot of fun reading through and thinking like, okay, this does this as it's active, which is kind of cool. Test it out. I don't like that as much as I thought I would. Okay, what is its upgrade? Okay, its upgrade is kind of cool. All right, test it out. So Plague was a big one. Bounce was a big one. Really liked the bounce shot. I used ping as an upgrade a bunch because who doesn't like speeding things up?
Yep.
I think I had
Lets
ping
you
on
use other
jaunt a bunch
functions
so that
more.
I was just like pew 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 dashing all over the battlefield. What'd you say there, Uncle?
I was just saying, ping lets you use your other abilities more often in your turn when you're paused.
Yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah.
And then backstab. Backstab's cool. The boyfriend does a lot for red and both narratively and damage wise.
Breach?
Breach.
Yeah. That's like your basic ranged attack.
Yeah. It shoots in a line. It pierces stuff. It's a good long range piercing shot.
Good combo follow up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and let's give it up for the freaking grenades. We got to give it up for the grenades. Who doesn't love grenades?
Oh, I was like, grenades? What?
Split might be what it's called. Yeah.
Is that where it's like the 9 explosions around it? Or whatever, how many numbers it is around whatever it hits?
It's called
3, I
Spark.
think.
Spark. Okay, Spark.
Okay.
But I changed it up based on the boss. There were a couple of bosses that I did lose to and think, okay, well, I know how I can win that. I just got to rebuild real quick. Boom, won. Awesome. Good game. Lots of fun. Had a lot of fun playing this game.
I would say I mostly used. I think Breach was a go-to for me. Super versatile ability in every regard. It adds range to other abilities when you use it as an upgrade. It's a high damage, long range. The piercing is really nice because there are a lot of barriers on the maps in this game. So that is just super convenient. Also, sexy voice boyfriend ability, exactly. And beyond that, voice is great. Void is great. Void both debuffs your enemy's damage and debuffs essentially their defense. You do more damage to someone who's been voided. So a breach void combo is something I used a lot. But honestly, I would say more than having go-to abilities, there was just one ability I almost never used, which was help. And turn is it turn the one that converts your enemies into allies?
Switch, I think.
I tried using Switch.
Switch almost never ended up being to my benefit, except as a passive, because as a passive, you kill an enemy and you spawn a little helpful guy.
Yeah,
who does
you
range
spawn a little
damage.
bad cell.
Yeah. So I would use it in that way. But other than that, help I didn't like because it would take too long to summon your little dog guy who you summon with that ability. That dog guy almost never did consistent damage or anything like that. I mean, you can upgrade it in all kinds of different ways. It has a bigger area of damage. So you can summon 2 dogs. You can summon stunning dogs. You can summon shadowy dogs. But
The Shadow Hounds.
Yeah, I don't know. Help pretty much never helped me. And then using it as an upgrade it's super unreliable because it's sometimes the enemies you kill with this upgraded ability don't spawn cells. And as a passive, it's like 20. You have a 25% chance that when you pause the game, you get a singular high damage area of attack that actually often wasn't that much more damage than what you would do otherwise in a turn and had way less utility. So
I used that so much. Always had Hunt on my passive.
Help.
Help.
Yeah, my least favorite by far, but pretty much everything else I used a lot. Purge, I think, Faden, you said you didn't like Purge that much.
I did not like Purge that much.
Dale said you said it was like your favorite. I would agree. I didn't think Purge was that good.
Purge is great. Purge is homing. You don't even have to aim Purge.
Which is, I don't know. So which also means you can't choose the target. And because it's damage over time instead of instant damage, your enemies can continue damaging you while they're taking that damage. So I don't. For my purposes, I used it a lot less. Except for again, as a passive, it just does automatic retaliation damage, which is much more reliable.
Did anyone do many or at all any encounters without pausing the game and doing that? Just playing it.
Yes.
Why would you?
Yeah. You can do that. Yeah. Some of the abilities are much better outside of turn. Actually.
Well, that is true.
I would do that
Split,
against
for
some of the
example, or
paparazzi once the paparazzi got upgraded far enough, because I hate that ability where they just obfuscate the battlefield when you got it paused.
Oh, I just simply guessed and was usually right.
Spark is great outside of your pause turns because you can fire it super fast and it splits and does that area damage. And so if you upgrade it if you upgrade it with high damage abilities, or with things that expand its areas or whatever, you can very easily take care of whole rooms of enemies that are difficult to deal with in a single turn, without having to ever pause the game. So like sometimes, like for example, if you add Crash, which makes your abilities stun, if you add Crash to Spark as an active, you do very fast, large area damage that stuns your enemies, and you can just stay outside of the pause state of the game, constantly attacking and taking care of everything. That can be really fun, actually. Towards the end of my playthrough, I actually found that was one of the more entertaining ways to play the game was to try and not pause. Yeah.
I need to tell you all about the best ability in the game.
Alrighty.
Help.
Hold on,
Help
let me sit down.
is so good. I used help every time. I had help.
And that really surprised me.
I had help with Cole and not Split. What's the one?
Spark.
Spark. What's the one that made you do multiple?
That's
yeah.
That's what I was saying was Split,
Spark.
And you corrected me and said Spark.
Right.
So
oh
I'm
my
assuming...
God! Now I've done it. Yep. Okay. So I had help with Cole and Spark. So I'd summon 2 wolves, and then Cole gave them the special ability Sick. So if you would go through an enemy, it would also automatically do Sick for a really short turn cost, and then I would bark right behind them, doing backstab damage. And that cleared rooms for me.
Interesting.
On top of that, I was doing a bounce with ping and crash.
That's fun.
So I would have these really fast bounces go out, and they would crash enemies. And then I'd get behind them with breach, and then I can't remember what I had. Something to make them a little oofed up a bit.
Yeah,
So it was
lots
me
of
and my 2
interesting
dogs.
ways to do it. I will say I having tried a lot of combinations, I will maintain that I don't think there is a more efficient way to kill enemies than triple voiding them and then hitting them with backstab breaches. Because I think pound for pound, breach seems to do the most damage per turn cost. You can do it at a long range. And if you triple void something, you're doing, I think, 325% more damage. And void does not cost a lot to use in turn. So
No.
Yeah. So that's a good and if you add ping to breach or void, you get more uses of either one for cheaper. And then, like I said, if you go far enough, and especially if you go into a recursion, you start unlocking multiples of these things. So you can put ping on your breach and your void, and then suddenly casting void 3 times costs nothing, and then you could just breach through everything on the screen, and then encounter done. Yeah.
Boom.
Lots of ways
Easy.
to play.
Yeah, that's what I really like about this game.
Lovely.
There are so many different ways to play, so many different ways to beat the game.
And it's a nice short game. How long did this take everybody? I think this is like six hours.
Oh, this is like a 4 to 5 hour for me.
Yeah, you can go through pretty quick. Short game, which is like very akin to Bastion, where like Bastion, I was so wanting more, but I was like at the same time, I'm like, but it was good though. There wasn't a single part where I was like, I was getting a little drug out or anything like that, and it just ended perfectly.
I think it took me 9 hours, but I did spend a lot of time in the break room bouncing the beach ball.
Do you remember how many times you bounced it? It keeps track, which I like.
Well over 700 times.
Holy
wow.
fuck. That's obsessive. I think I did like 20, and I thought that was too much.
Well over 700 times.
Amazing.
I think I made it even into the 800s and thought, should I go for 1,000?
Oh my god.
But I didn't make it to 1,000. I distinctly remember not making it to 1,000.
How do we feel about the music of this? Oh,
it's so good.
I might have made it over 1,000. I think I did. I made it over 1,000 because I went, there's no fucking achievement. Are you kidding me?
Of course there isn't. Who would do it?
I think you found the right way to play this game.
I you know what? I'm gonna be the naysayer and say that is not the right way to play this game. What are we doing here?
And then I went, what if I get to 10,000? But I stopped at like 1,020.
Thank you, God.
Somebody said music. Ashley
did.
Barrett. Thank you to all the angels in heaven for Ashley Barrett.
And Darren Korb.
And yes, that's right. 2 people. And then
Two
Logan
people.
Cunningham. Yeah, Logan Cunningham again with the voice of the boyfriend who's your sword.
The voice of the Transistor. He nails it.
Well, his name is Mr. Nobody. He's in the Transistor.
That's right.
His name is Mr. Nobody. And he is
so true
cool and so hot.
Smoky and mysterious.
He's so smoky and mysterious.
Oh my gosh. So so all the things we've said so far, gameplay and, what's this game like? How does it compare to other games? How does it play? Those are all great things and all part of the reason why I love this game. But when I think about why this game struck me so much and why I was so curious, like, why did this game strike me so much? Why am I thinking about it so much? Here's what I wrote as highlights for this game. After all my gameplay notes, play fetch with your stalker who turns into a dog, because Sybil, the first boss, gives you the help ability, who is your dog. And in the pause space where your Luna, your dog, shows up, she doesn't show up until after you get help. So Luna is just a manifestation of Sybil, the boss, who, if you read her bio, is basically your stalker.
Yep. Wants you in the Camerata.
Yeah. So play fetch with your stalker who turned into a dog. Eat seafood pizza with your sword boyfriend. Make your sword boyfriend wait while you go to the bathroom. Kill yourself so you can be a sword with him forever.
Also put a coat on your sword boyfriend too.
Yeah, put a coat on your sword boyfriend when you eat pizza with him. It's so good. I cannot. Yeah. Anyway, so basically, this game helped me realize I want to be a pretty girl with a sword boyfriend.
Right. Also, Sybil being a puppy girl is a new thing that's unlocking in my head.
Yes, bingo, bango. Yeah. Yeah, I actually love how the personalities of each of the characters is a description of how the ability works. Like, it was a race car driver who liked to live fast. Is the jaunt ability, your jump ability, the ability that like pulls people in, I think was one of the Camerata, right? Sybil's a dog.
Sybil's a puppy girl. Let me see. I like some of the names.
Is this your boyfriend? Is this powerful, piercing ability that comes from the outside because he's not a part of this society. He's an unregistered individual. Yeah.
Oh God, is he a user? Is this like Tron where he's like Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, you're all computer people, and your sword boyfriend is the only human being.
Right. I love the names of the people in this game in general. Let's just Royce Brackett.
Yeah.
Preston Moyle. Wave Tennigan. Hunter Jolliford. Some really great Asher Kendrill.
These are like semi-randomized usernames that pop up when you make a new character in a MMO. So this
Right,
all tracks.
These are all KOTOR random names.
Yeah.
I really like the personality that's in this game. The character,
Absolutely.
like everyone having a special file with their history and stuff that you don't have to dive into, but you can if you want. It's there to fill out the world a bit more.
Yeah. The little terminals where you stop and you can because your character she's a vocalist who has lost her voice. That is kind of how the game actually begins. I don't think we even mentioned that yet. So you can interact with the world via these terminals every once in a while where you see like a local poll or a news update, and then you can leave a comment. And then as the game goes on, your character, Red, starts... You hear the voice of your boyfriend speaking to you, and because you can't speak back, you'll use the comment section of these terminals to have conversations with your boyfriend.
There's a really good one towards the end. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I really like the one where she's basically saying, "No, we gotta do this thing, no matter what."
One of my favorite all time period is when you are on your way to fight the Spine, which is the second boss of this game, which is a great enemy name.
Great enemy name. Bad fight.
Yeah,
won't lie. I don't like that fight.
Yeah, the fight's not as fun, but cool enemy name. And before you go into the fight, she posts, "I'm going to find the thing that's doing this, and I'm going to break its heart." I just
Which you
love
do.
that.
Which
Yeah,
you
do.
literally do.
You literally go inside Gears of War 2 style. You go inside the worm and break its heart.
Honestly, it made me think of Judero.
Mm-hmm. Gears of War 2 style.
Gears of War, where you go down the dragon's throat in Judero and eat the heart with the little bug guy.
Oh, I love that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, with the metal music.
Mm-hmm. That is so good.
Yeah, what are some things that so this game's about gentrification, right? In a way,
Yes,
in a
that
big
is-
way.
Yes, is make everything the same. Normalize all the weird little parts of town. As you're going around town, this world is collapsing and becoming completely stark white by this program called the Process. And your sword boyfriend is constantly commenting, "Oh, there was a cute little bar around here. Oh, remember when we used to hang out over at this music venue? Oh, there used to be so many little shops over here."
Only get to see Monster Pizza. That's the only good one.
Yes. There were people everywhere, and now it's just mindless robots. Yeah. Gentrification is the name of the game. Absolutely.
Yeah. But weirdly though, it seems the escapists. So this is the thing where I'm like, I don't know if they're hitting this gentrification right, because the solution is to move out to the country. Very deliberately. There is this nebulous realm called the country where it's basically the farm upstate that all dogs go to when they die.
Yeah, so if we're gonna roll with the idea that these people are programs or are users in a server, I think it's just giving up on this server is the solution to this game. We completely fucked it, because you do get the keys to the server. You get Sword Art Online style. You beat the game, you get to be in charge now, and instead you commit sword suicide to go somewhere else with your boyfriend.
Right. You get to live with everyone who was put into the Transistor.
Yeah.
As the song says, we all become one.
Yes, we do. But I think it's you know what, I'm gonna choose to spin it this way. No matter what, we do all become one, either in death via gentrification or via community, intentional community, where people work together, their unique abilities, the things that make them special and unique identities in different combinations and in different contexts can really spark some pretty remarkable combos.
Or they can make a shit build that make you struggle throughout the entire time.
Exactly. And then you need to put those abilities on timeout until they figure out their shit.
Or it's like, everyone has their uses, but maybe not here.
Exactly.
Maybe you don't need Mask as a passive.
Yeah. Professor Oak says there's a time and a place for everything.
Right. That's so true. The wisdom of Oak. I find it interesting. We're also, the metaphor doesn't work. There's the reporter that is just reporting propaganda, but the very last news section is, I'm out here at the docks waiting with the rest of my community as we await the inevitable coming towards us.
Well, I think that could be interpreted as a message of, she is acting as propaganda, but she also is an authentic voice of the community, and I think that's often the case. I think authentic voices of the community often, recreate and represent the common perspective, which just happens to be everything's fine. It's okay, actually. Most people just want the status quo to go on, and so we ignore the horrible things. And I think she is honestly reporting to the best of her knowledge. She just don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but some things she says are unhinged where I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I do get that. I do get that's probably what it's going for. It's just a little funny thing.
Maybe we should pay attention when 57 people have gone missing in the last 6 hours.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Maybe everything isn't fine and normal.
Yeah. All right.
Any
final thoughts? I think we've come pretty close to the end here.
Yeah. It's a game.
It's a game. I wasn't really overwhelmed or underwhelmed.
I mean, we haven't talked about the music. How do we all feel about the music of this game? Because I might say this is their best soundtrack.
It's good. I don't think I've played a single game of theirs where I was like, man, I don't know about this track.
This is hands down their best. They're hands down their best soundtrack.
Yeah, there's a lot of variation in the soundtrack that creates some really cool moments of emotional tension with different genres, which I think works very well for the game because its aesthetic is so uniquely its own thing, like that digital Art Deco punk kind of whatever.
It is. It's timeless. I feel a lot of the style of this game is timeless. I don't know. I love this soundtrack so much.
I have been listening to In Circles for the last 11 years. That is one of the best songs they've ever made in this.
So good. And
I'm just trying to find someone to blame.
One more note. More games need a dedicated stand still in the spotlight and vocalize to the soundtrack button.
I love the hum button.
You can press tab to stop everything in the spotlight and hum along to the song. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Especially doing it in certain story moments where it feels right.
Yes. When your boyfriend says, "Can you hear me? Can you even hear me?" I always stop and hum to him for like a full minute.
Yep.
Because you hug him. You hug your sword boyfriend while you're singing. It's so cute.
I like how there almost does for a while feel like there's this ambiguity of are they actually communicating to each other, or do both of them are they not reaching each other? And then when you find out, no, they are communicating. They're just both internally going through it in different ways, where the boyfriend is outwardly vocalizing these worries and concerns, and Red, she's determined. She's focused. She's not thinking about anything besides killing those bastards.
Yeah. When in the very beginning of the game, you're on the motorcycle, and he says, "Are you sure? I thought we were going to turn left. I thought we were getting out of here." You get the prompt, "Accelerate." I love that. Yeah. Excellent story beat.
Yeah, I love the fight with Royce. I love a mirror match. I love it when he also when he paused to take his turn to plan out. The very first time I played this game, I was amped. I was like, "No, I love this."
Yeah.
How the turntables?
That pissed me off for sure. I lost the first time around, but then
Oh no!
like the other boss fight that I lost the first time around, I quickly reassessed and picked some better abilities and beat his ass.
Nice. You don't like the him doing the turn on you thing?
I saw him holding
Narratively,
a
it's pretty
transistor,
great.
and I was like, okay, here
Yeah.
we go. I wish
I love
I
it.
kind of wish it showed up prior to that because it is cool. It's very interesting.
I go back
I
and
almost like
forth
it
on
more
that.
than just what the combat was.
You do later unlock challenge modes. Like there are 3 challenge sessions where you fight against a copy of yourself that gets progressively stronger and stronger.
Yep.
That's a really good challenge mode. Yeah.
I kind of go back and forth on that too, Dale, where do I want this to be in the rest of the game? And I think I ultimately land on no, because the game is so short. I think this is something you should save for the end. But I do get that feeling. I do go, this is the best form of the combat. If the entire game was this, would the game be better?
For sure.
And then I just say, you know what? Play Phantom Brigade. That's where you actually get that. Just go play Phantom Brigade. It does that. The enemies react, and you get to see their reactions in the turn order. I like Sybil. I like the Sybil boss fight the best, though. There's something about a lady with an umbrella that makes me go, I like that.
Hell yeah.
Umbrella as a weapon is such a goated thing to me that it basically will override almost all my other tastes and senses.
I think another character note, biggest disappointment in the game for me is you always see Asher when he's talking to you with a cat, and then you don't. There's no cat when you meet Asher. The cat's not there. Total disappointment. 0 out of 10. Game ruined.
Look, the way Asher's going, I don't think we want to find out what happened to that cat.
I want the cat to not be dead, is what I'm saying. I want there to not be an implication that he somehow put his cat down or something. But yeah,
I think that's the implication, though.
yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want that. No.
0 out of 10. Bad game.
Bad game. Oh, God.
Are we ready for questions? I think we've burned the candle to the quick. It's a short game. It's a very short game.
But it has big ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for questions.
I think I'm ready for questions.
First one comes from Lakota. What game mechanics would you add from another game to this one to complement it?
I love the formula of this game. I think it would be interesting to have companions. I don't think the AI of this game could handle it, but I think that would be an interesting, like a sequel to this game where you have another like NPC player.
Uncle, you
who gets their
rejected
own
it, though.
turns.
No, but you
Yeah.
rejected it. It's the dogs.
Yeah, no, but that's not good. That's not a good implementation. I'm saying like a full transistor user. You know,
It would be
That would be
wild if they
interesting
announced
spin.
Transistor 2 is next.
Transistor. Transistor. Yeah.
Transistor, really the
yeah.
metaphor.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I love this game. I love it as is.
All good,
They
Max?
should add a Tetris minigame.
1 second.
Laney.
1 second.
Oh, Laney.
I think they could add a Tetris minigame.
Wait, is it like the installation stuff? You have to like Tetris them? Kind of like a near automata style chip based thing?
Oh, you mean like the Mega Man Battle Network Navi cuss?
Oh, that's what it is. Yes, that's what it is. Not near automata. It is Mega Man. You're right. Yes, like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like Tetris.
I think Dale just meant like just Tetris.
Just put Tetris in there.
Transistor
Put it in
plus
there.
Tetris. Yeah.
It has like the
It's like an
Tetris,
arcade
like,
cabinet you could walk up to. Yeah.
It has like a nice like Windows 95 Tetris background where it's the stream gently going down. I would add. Oh man. See, I think I would add maybe instead of getting dialogue via the text, they're all at the beach hangout and you get to talk to them and build a relationship with them.
Yeah. That's a good note.
Yeah.
They should be present in your pause room. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it works as it is, but you know, if I had to add something, I would add that.
Yeah. Especially seeing what they can do with lots of characters in Pyre, you know.
Yep.
It would have been nice.
Ready for next question?
Wait. Did I answer? I can't remember if I answered.
No, you didn't.
No,
No, I don't
you
think
did
you
it.
did actually.
What would you do?
I don't know. Maybe different forms Transistor could take, i.e., different weapons. That would add some new
Dual blade.
different mechanic to it.
Yeah.
Turns
Like
into a
Hades style.
Keyblade. Oh, I was
Yeah,
thinking Kingdom
turn
Hearts
into
style.
Hades.
That's my. Just make Transistor
Take
into
this
Hades.
game, paint it Hades, and then get it back to me, and then I'll eat it.
Make every single character image a sexy god.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I wouldn't be too upset.
The thing I think about Hades, which is kind of a bummer, is it has such a narrow view of what's sexy.
Yeah.
Hades 2 gets a little better with like Hephaestus and Circe, but they could go further.
It's funny. I think the only of like, I haven't looked into Hades 2 at all because I just saw that it was coming out and it's like an early. Is it still in early access?
It still is. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I'll just wait until it's out because I don't want to play through half of it and then be like, come back in 2 months, please, and we'll have another drop. Or I don't know how they're releasing that game, but
About that, yeah.
yeah, okay. The only like review thing I've actually ever seen was just like in passing online is like when outlets were upset that they were like, ugh, why are some of these gods not all the same now? That's like the only coverage I've seen of this game.
Oh my god.
Out of everything, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
Like, wow.
I'm flipping through my notes here for things I would change about Transistor. There is one other thing. I think it would be interesting to see your enemies' abilities combine in interesting ways.
Ooh,
So, like-
they do combos.
Like, yeah, if your enemy's abilities did combos, like if a creeper's lasers when firing over the targeting area of a clucker did more damage, or you know, like, stuff like that. Like watching your enemies do wombo combos on you, I think would be a cool enhancement to the game.
I
Because then
mean,
you have to take care of them in specific orders. More, it would be more important to do that.
yeah, cheerleaders are kind of like that, but
Yeah.
not in the way you want.
Right.
And it's only the only one class that does that.
Right. Well, and weeds heal.
Oh,
cheerleader
weeds heal, yep.
shield. But
Weeds heal,
more stuff like-
cheerleader shield.
More stuff like that.
Yeah, more stuff like that.
Now I think we're ready for the next question.
Red Alert Raise Shield says, how do you think the game would stand up with the absence of music?
It would be
Really
worse.
interesting question.
Miserable. Why would you even suggest that?
Yeah, what the hell?
I think
it would just be worse.
I think it's an interesting question because I think it does say a lot about how much a good soundtrack can enhance a game. Because I think if even not just removing the soundtrack, if it wasn't as striking of a soundtrack, or if the music wasn't an integral part of this game and its story,
or if it was bad,
if it was just bad music, or basic, I think that would massively detract from this game. It wouldn't. The gameplay itself would not be able to salvage the experience nearly as much. It wouldn't be nearly as good of a game for sure.
Now, we can also even take this, what you were mentioning earlier, Uncle, with Pyre, and you turning it down, because sometimes the music can be too distracting. I even think about this in, like, Demon Souls or Dark Souls, where sometimes you want to turn that music down because you get too invested into the music, and it can throw you.
Which, again, for me, the pause button in this game, quieting the music, did wonders for me. Personally.
When you go into the turn function and the music is not quieted, actually, it's like a different arrangement that is like it almost sounds like it's underwater.
That's a good description.
I love that. It's underwater, and then the lyrics turn into hums.
Yeah.
Very nice touch.
Good, a lot of little touches like that in Supergiant games that I think are really nice.
Should we go on to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bean asks a great one. If you were turned into a weapon, what would you be?
Ooh.
I'd be a whip.
Yep. That's accurate. Correct.
Oh, yep.
I'd be an ultra great sword from
Dark
Souls.
Yes, that you would be a colossal great sword.
yeah, colossal great sword.
I am almost certainly a glaive or halberd.
Oh,
some kind of pole weapon.
I thought you were in my head. I went wand.
Please. That's good too. I actually that's probably better.
Wand or grimoire.
Yeah, I'm a book. Oh no, that's it. I'm a fucking book.
You're a book. Yeah, you're a grimoire.
Yeah, I brought a book.
I think I'm
to
a
knife
javelin.
fight.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Specifically throwing it?
Definitely.
That's what javelins are for.
No, a laser-guided missile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
laser-guided javelin.
oh, right. Javelin is also a weapon of war, right?
Yeah.
The modern weapon of war.
Larger, less throwable stick.
You use them to take down hind D's. I hear.
That's true. That is true.
That was a good question.
I like
Hilver hits us with favorite swords in video games.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to say, which I need to get this too, along with my Demon Souls. I have two games I need to get. I need to get Haze, of course, classic PS3 game Haze. Everyone's talking about Haze. And I need to get Heavenly Sword again. Thinking about the Heavenly Sword from Heavenly Sword, where it can also turn into like a weird chain thing, almost like God of War style, or into a big giant greatsword, or it's normally two dual blades. Anna Torv plays the main character in that game, and Andy Serkis plays the evil king.
Nice.
And they do mocap. And it's a weird game. Heavenly Sword, weird game. Kind of racist, weird game. Fun to play. I think. I don't know. I also had bad taste back when I was a teenager.
I really like Butts' sword from Gerserk.
Okay, that I was like, wait, what?
That's not a video game.
It's in every single Dark Souls game. They put
there you
that
go.
sword in every single one.
That's so true. They
And
do
so
put the Dragon
It's pretty
Slayer?
easy to
Dragon Slayer, yes. That's
yeah.
the name of the sword, yeah.
it's pretty easy to make your character just look like Guts in every single one of the games too, which is pretty funny. So usually whenever I do a great sword playthrough of one of those games, I'll always go pick up his sword, and because like the damage doesn't really matter between the different weapons in the game.
Dude, are you sure about that?
In Dark Souls games?
You sure about that's why?
You sure about that's why?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I love the Dragon Slayer. Like as a concept, Uncle for the list of the Lost in the Dam. Maybe we read through all of Berserk whenever we finish Horus Heresy.
Oh, for sure. We could definitely do that. If I had to pick a sword, I truly do think I probably would pick the Transistor. I just think
that's
because
a good one.
It's so. This game is really meaningful to me, and it's so unique, and it doesn't really act like a sword at all. That's
you know what's a sword that doesn't act like a sword that actually might be my favorite sword? The Keyblade.
Oh, barf.
Tell me how the Transistor is different than a Keyblade, actually, now that I think about it.
Transistor is
Same
a
class of
sword. It works because it's gigantic and ridiculous, but you can hug it because it's not really a sword, and so she does hold it
that's
like
true.
you would hold that object. It's just a big huggable piece of microchip.
God, what if your sword was huggable? It looks like an actual.
Yeah.
Looks like a USB flash drive, right?
Yeah, it does. It's something you're gonna plug in, and it's your boyfriend, so that works.
Right. Plug your boyfriend into your heart.
Yeah.
I love it when my
Keyblades
boyfriend runs through my body.
Keyblades make no sense on almost any level. They just look so they don't even look comfortable to hold. I think that's the thing that really kills me is it doesn't even make sense in your hand. Also Mickey Mouse.
Also Mickey Mouse, just as a concept, or
True.
Just Mickey Mouse. That's
actually
minus 10 points to Gryffindor for Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I barf. I'm actually barfing. I'm literally retching right now. I actually changed my mind. It's Lightning's Gunblade from Final Fantasy 13.
There you go.
It whips. It transforms. It looks like a switchblade.
Gunblades are fun in the
14.
whole Final Fantasy universe.
Well, I gotta say it
it's
just because
just
no one
cool
else
fun.
has the Master Sword from The Legend of Zelda
Ooh,
icon.
that's just a sword. That's just a sword.
No, it's not. It's the living embodiment of Fi, the spirit who guides you from the goddess herself, Hylia.
Boo. A sword
And
that
it's
can talk to
playful.
you. Oh, Soul Edge. What about Soul Edge?
Ooh. Wait, no. I change everything. The Switch Axe from Monster Hunter, which sounds like it's not a sword.
That's not a
but
sword. It's an axe.
It definitely is a sword.
is
if
actually
you
a sword.
Play in any of the recent games.
No, it isn't. It's an axe. That can't be right.
No, it's
The
a sword.
DPS
It
of
switches.
the weapon comes from the sword, because it's an axe that the damage mode is. Then you go into a great sword mode that explodes.
It's pretty sweet. The Switch Axe is great.
I played Switch Axe and that was my first weapon playing my first Monster Hunter game. So Switch Axe is my favorite sword.
Why would you have a misnomer like that? No, that's not right. That can't be right.
Yeah, it's perfect.
The more Faden disagrees, the more I approve of this choice.
Why? Because I said Keyblade?
Yeah.
I mean, name a more iconic video game sword than a Keyblade.
You did damage to me when you said Keyblade.
I'll wait for you to name a more iconic video game sword than Keyblade. Like, I don't
The
think there's
Master Sword, Legend of Zelda.
No,
The
nobody
energy
knows
sword-
that.
The energy sword from
Oh,
Halo is
fuck,
more
the
iconic
energy-
than the Keyblade.
100%. 100%.
I actually
Yeah.
no. I don't think that's true. I would say maybe like 10 years ago that was true, but nobody has made a good Halo.
Halo is on Fortnite right now, Faden.
Ooh, checkmate.
Oh, you know what? Okay, you're right. Yeah, no, checkmate. I got checkmated. I will agree with that one. You're right. Yeah, Halo's on Fortnite right now.
You can log into Fortnite right now and see an energy sword.
And play as Halo.
Yeah.
Oh, you can play as Halo?
You can play as Halo himself.
Yeah. Fuck jump button. That should be our new measure of is it a good game? Does it show up in Fortnite?
But that means the Mistborn trilogy is a good game.
Exactly. Yeah. Brandon Sanderson's The Mistborn trilogy is an excellent video game.
Calcier's out there with his grippers. What other good? I just want to keep thinking about good swords. I'm gonna good video.
Travis
game
Touchdown's beam katana from the No More Heroes video games is an actual answer from me here, Dale Flashpoint. The Master Sword's an actual answer too. Let's be honest.
Are you
Max,
sure?
Max, you've posted. Are these axes? Are these switch axes? These
swords. Are the switch axes from Monster Hunter. Yeah,
them's the swords.
You got axe for. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why
I'm sorry.
Axe mode gives you the resource, so then you can use the super strong greatsword.
Learning the switch axes are actually uncircumcised penises is wild. That are hiding a sword.
And I think it makes more sense because
that's one way to look at it, I guess.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
It's called switch axe in the U.S., but in Japan it's called slash axe.
Oh, that's
which
much
makes more
better.
sense.
That's much
See?
better. I'm down
makes
with
way more
slash
sense.
axe. This axe is not this. Neither of these axes look they're gonna dom or sub me. So like, how can you call it a switch axe?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Switch back to the circumcision. It's a circumsaxed. Yeah.
Circumsaxed.
The circumsaxed.
I'm looking at this list of the top 10 best video game swords.
Yeah.
The Mortal Blade from Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And as a Sekiro lover, not an iconic sword.
I would say no, hell no.
No, it just is a katana.
As probably one of my favorite FromSoft games. No.
Right? No. Number 9, Energy Sword, Halo.
Yeah.
What? Master Chief didn't even make the top 5?
You know, it's Halo Sword, not Master Chief. I don't know who that is. Frostmourne Warcraft?
Sure, I'll give him that one.
That's fair. Warcraft is huge.
Yeah, that's Soul Edge.
That's the
from
sword
Soul
of the Lich
Calibur.
King, by the way.
Maybe if you've played Soul Calibur.
Do you not know what Soul Edge looks like?
No,
it's the sword that Nightmare wields.
I don't know what it looks like off the top of my head either.
I'm sending it into the chat.
I feel like anytime I see that is not what I thought at all.
I don't.
They rule.
That sword.
I love Soul Edge. Soul Edge rules. The best way to describe Soul Edge: what if big ass greatsword, but it had a creepy eldritch eye in the middle? Usually.
You know, I think Monster Hunter actually had a DLC, and this is great swords in the game.
I'll tell you,
believe that is probably true.
It's not in a lot of games, but another good game sword, Drak Nyan. Faden, you will come to know Drak Nyan.
I know Drak Nyan.
In time. Yeah,
That's
Drak
a good
Nyan
sword.
is an excellent sword. Excellent sword.
In the category, anyone looks cool with Soul Edge, I have posted another image.
Oh yeah, Darth Vader.
Wielding Soul Edge.
And Soul
Darth Vader is
Calibur.
a sword. Yeah.
I'm imagining, what if Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi came back and was like, Luke, you cannot stop me. I have Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. Number 6, the Keyblade. Hey, look at that. Number 5, the Moonlight Sword, which, you know,
from Dark
Moonlight
Souls?
Greatsword.
from software games in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, from because I think it was Demon Souls first, or was it
Nope,
one of their older
Kingsfield.
games? Yeah, Kingsfield.
It's also been in Armor Core.
All their games.
Yep. The Murasamune?
Muramasa.
Nope. The Sephiroth sword.
Oh. Yeah.
Number 3. This is just cheating. It says Excalibur various games. No. There's only one Excalibur that counts, and it's Fate Stay Night's fucking Excalibur.
Masamune.
Masamune. Yep. Number 2, the Buster Sword. I
From
guess.
Cloud.
Yeah, the Buster Sword is pretty iconic. Number 1, don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, baby! Oh, I just made a sausage on my sound file.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Number 1
whatever.
is the sword from Mario.
Right.
Yeah.
The Plumber Sword.
Wait, isn't that just the hammer?
Yeah, that's-
Number 1
yeah.
is the hammer from Super Mario Brothers.
Right, that's called the Plumber Sword. That's its technical name. That's its biblical name, the Plumber Sword.
Well, I sincerely apologize
we
to all
answered
our
the sword
listeners
question?
whose ears I blew out.
Made it through.
No, you got to apologize for me for clip fixing.
I apologize to the editor for having to clip fix.
Not that it's hard. It's fine. Is that it for our talk on Transistor?
Yeah, bye.
Okay, well, I am going to announce our next month game. How about that?
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. So next month, we're going to be losing a few people.
I'm
we're also
bummed
gonna be,
because I'm about to burst out in song when you say the title of the next month game.
Yeah, and also it's September, which means it's our good friend Jake's birthday month. And an ongoing series, if you're a fan of the show, we have been doing something called Sonic September. Last year we played Sonic Adventure 2, and this year we are now playing the titular Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes!
Oh, jeez.
I made a dog bark with that one.
What goes up must come down.
This is a Sonic game I have played. I don't know that I can join this month's episode because of various work-related responsibilities, but this is a Sonic game I know. Yeah.
I will unfortunately be absent because of theater. I'm once again on the stage. And
But
we're
Max,
doing
you'll be here.
a lot of shows.
Yeah. I will give her the old definite try. Yeah, I plan on it though. Yes.
Yeah, you know, a game that I have so many interesting memories with.
Honestly, I do too. I'm gonna think about it, because this is
you
an
know,
interesting game.
Uncle, if you can swing it. But yeah, that's what we're playing next month. Does anyone have anything they want to promote or plug?
Promote and
live-
support your local community theater. There's probably a production going on in your area right now that you could either volunteer to help out with or just go see and buy a ticket. It helps a lot of people who are involved with the arts, and yeah, it's cool, it's fun. Yeah.
If you live in the state of Michigan, contact your state representatives because they still haven't passed a budget. They were supposed to pass a budget back in July for schools, and they haven't done it yet. So public schools in Michigan do not know how much per pupil funding they have this year, and the year has begun.
Dire.
Which, if you do not know how bad that is, kids who get free lunch do not know. School starts tomorrow, guys. They don't know if they have free lunch tomorrow, and it's because of your Republican state representatives. They will not pass a budget, and they're doing it on purpose. They are intentionally nosediving public education, and it's fucking evil. So,
Well, if the government can't do it, I'm sure the private sector will come in and offer a reasonable and competitive alternative.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's the appropriate response to that. Oh, it's bad. It sucks. It's miserable out here.
And if you don't live in Michigan, pay attention to your state because this could be going on in your state.
It's probably this or worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on where you live. Yeah.
Yep. You can follow me on Bluesky. That's my promotion.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fucking don't. The actual thing, we here at Club Flashpoint are adhering to BDS, and you should too. I will post a link on things you should avoid, but specifically for us in the game sphere. That means Microsoft products. Do not do them.
Mm-hmm.
Reject them. Make them pay for aiding and abetting genocide, a literal crime of all crimes, which I didn't think would be controversial to be against.
Welcome to 2025.
Welcome to Hegemony.
Yeah.
But you know what game?
You know what?
Yeah.
But we love you, Club Flashpoint listeners. The world is shit, but we love you.
And you know what? We have to just call on our heroes to come in here and save us. And so I'm writing to my local Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic.
Oh boy.
See y'all next month.
Do it, it's them. Yep.
They'll figure this out.
Chili
Good
dogs.
night.
Good night.